Oh yeah, the ghost dogs on Moon Lake. Okay.
Welcome to my latest case, Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake. To start playing, choose either Junior or Dear Ned. Remember Sally McDonald, the woman who took those photos that Dad has up in his
Ooh,
office?
it's already so
Well, she just bought a
creepy.
house in Moon Lake, Pennsylvania. A gangster named Mickey Malone built it back in the 20s as his country getaway. We're talking major fixer-upper. Anyway, last night Sally called and she said she desperately needed my detective skills. She refused to say why over the phone. Naturally, I said I'd drive to Moon Lake immediately. But weird things started happening the moment I pulled up.
Oh my gosh, it's
First,
so scary.
this big tree fell down behind my car and has me totally blocked in. And then I discovered that Sally's gone. She left a note that suggested something terrible happens here at night. She's supposed to call me from her car. So here I sit, writing to you while I wait for the phone to ring. It's nighttime, and although part of me is dying to know what frightened Sally away, another part of me is starting to feel a little uneasy. I'll
I'm
let you know what
uneasy.
happens. Ever yours, Nancy.
And also, how many games start off automatically with spooky music? That was so good. Okay. Bananas. Get dead tree cut down. Ah, water bottle. Get well water tested ASAP. Ah, the forest trails. Harry, thought you could use this map to the cemetery. You'll find lots of bait along the way, especially at night. The cemetery's real hard to find. I got lost a bunch of times. Happy fishing, George. Nancy, I'm really, really sorry, but I just can't face another night here. I'm going to my aunt's in Philadelphia. Door is open. Make yourself at home. We'll call you from my car, Sally. P.S. My cell phone number is 215-555-5389. P.P.S. Please don't hate me. Also, I feel like to be in like this what looks like an abandoned cabin with like really old curtains and all these old appliances also amps up the spookiness to me. I've always appreciated that Secret of the Scarlet Hand does the long ease into the mystery, and then Dog flips it and dives right into it. Yes, I also agree with you. I think you have to have a little bit of both. I don't think. Oh, that's right. We can look up here. Vitus.
It's stuck! I need some sandpaper.
That's a very specific memory. Playing this game as a kid.
Leaves that appear on a fresh spring tree make my birth different from the other three. When swans drift by on shimmering blue, I'm the one who plays in the summer dew. When autumn's call brings out the deer, it is I who howls on mornings clear. And when winter comes and birds take flight, look to me to sleep through the long gray night.
Okay. Oh, there's the phone. Okay, let's answer the phone. Answer it and be like, what's up?
Hello?
Nancy, hi, it's Sally. We have to talk fast because I'm in my car and my cell phone's running low, so we might get cut off. But did you see my note?
Yes, are you all right?
No, I feel awful bailing on you like that. You must think I'm such a flake.
I'm just worried about you. What's wrong?
I couldn't stand the thought of spending another night there. I knew you were on your way, but it didn't help. I just got too scared.
You make it sound like the house is haunted or something.
Not the house, the woods. Just wait until it gets dark. Then you'll see. What am I saying? Nancy, you shouldn't be there by yourself either. Why don't you just go get in your car and go home? Or drive to Philadelphia. My aunt's got plenty of room.
One of your trees seems to have other plans for me.
What do you mean?
I don't know why, but I specifically remember she goes, "Oh, the dead maple in the driveway." I don't know why I remember her saying that line
A
exactly
tree
like
fell
that.
down behind my car just as I was driving up to the house. I'm blocked in.
Oh, the dead maple beside the driveway. Oh,
I
they
just
told
don't
me it
know
was in
why
danger
it's
of
in my
falling
brain.
over when I had the place inspected. I just never got around to doing anything about it. Listen, call M's Emporium. That's a store on the lake. Emily knows everybody. She'll know who to call if she decides to answer her phone.
It's late. Won't the store be closed?
Where's my brain? Okay, look. I just bought a little outboard motorboat. I haven't used it yet, but the guy who put it in for me said it should run just fine. It's tied up at the dock out front. Just get in it and go. Go anywhere. Just get away from the house.
Why? What on earth do you think is gonna happen?
The dogs. Those dogs. Out of nowhere. They're outside howling and snarling. Teeth and claws. Horrible.
Dogs?
Ah, no.
Hello? Did you say dogs? Hello?
Oh no, that's pretty creepy. Check out squeaking mice.
What is that?
Ooh.
The moon's so bright, I won't need my flashlight. Something's out there.
Now look what you've done. That was a Strix Varia. At least I think it was. Never know for sure now, will I?
A Strix what?
A Strix what?
Strix Varia. A barred owl. Real hard to spot. And it doesn't help that you're out here making more noise than a jumbo jet.
My name's Nancy Drew. Have you been out here long?
A couple hours. Name's Red Knot, by the way. And now that we've exchanged pleasantries, why don't you just skedaddle on out of here and leave me to my birds?
I'm not going anywhere until I know what's been making those weird noises.
That was me, Miss Nancy Drew, calling in birds. And doing a pretty good job of it, too, till you showed up. Where'd you come from, anyway?
I drove in today.
I drove in today from River Heights to visit my friend Sally McDonald.
Now, why would you want to do a thing like that? The Malone house is no place for one young woman, let alone two.
You've met Sally?
I talked to her a couple of times. But you know, the last time I saw her, she wasn't doing so good. She acted real anxious, scared.
What do you think was scaring her?
The dogs. The dogs of Mickey Malone. Legend goes that when Malone was finally arrested and hauled away,
It's good
his
storytelling.
four dogs
This is
went
really good
running off into the
storytelling.
woods and were never seen again. People would just hear them, howling like their hearts were broken every night until one by one, they all died and went silent. But every time someone tries living in the Malone house, back they come.
What do the dogs do?
Every night, ever since she moved in, you could hear them howling. And some nights the dogs would appear outside the house, running around, snarling and barking and throwing themselves at the doors and windows. And then they'd be gone. They're buried in the cemetery just beyond the house, you know. Them and Malone both.
The dogs would attack her house?
It's like they don't want anybody but Malone living there. I guess they don't know he's dead. And so are they.
Did they ever attack Sally?
She never gave them the chance. After the first attack, she stopped going out at night. Just locked the doors when it got dark and sat tight until morning.
Why haven't the police investigated?
This isn't New York City, Miss Nancy Drew. All they got around here is one officious little park ranger. And all Jeff Akers does is sit around all day trying to figure out how he can get himself transferred out of here to a bigger park.
Are you a native of Moon Lake?
I just come to Moon Lake in the spring to look for birds. Got an observation platform just up the path, kind of my base camp. and I've got a little outboard down there on the lake. Left my car at the big dock up lake. Don't really need it.
Oh, that just chills down my spine.
Are those the ghost dogs?
Yes, ma'am. Which is why I think it would be a good idea if I went my merry way and you got yourself back inside that house.
One more thing. The water in Sally's well needs to be tested. How do I do that?
Get a sampling kit from Jeff Akers. Ranger station's on the east side of the lake. Good luck, Miss Nancy Drew.
Get in the house, get in the house, get in the house. Ooh, it makes me just want to just like hide. Gosh. And we can't move. Oh, we're stuck. Ah!
This is not good.
Oh, man. Gosh, that is so unsettling. Switch it to days. Okay. Whew. It unsettles me so much too. What's up, Liv? Welcome to Ghost Dogs. Oh my gosh. This game wins. This game wins spooky ambience, all the things. Night and Day has such different music. Anyways, so let's just put the haunting aside. That's what I'm saying. Daytime, bust through the door. I'm here. Okay, so we need to go on the
The
boat.
boat's full of water.
And we need to... Well, I should have kept that bucket. That's my bad. We need to go see Jeff Akers. Doop-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. A screwdriver? I'll keep that. I think I saw someone say that you can dump this water like over on the side, can't you? Or I thought you could. Maybe you can't. But maybe not, no? I guess you can only dump it here. Alright, let's go see.
The spark plug is missing.
Oh, I forgot. So we need a spark plug, which I believe you get from the guy, Red Knot, who's only
This
here at
must be
nights.
Red's observation platform.
So I guess we'll just come back at night. Oh, we should call Bess too. Click, 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 click.
Well, it's Miss Nancy Drew.
Please, just call me Nancy.
I will if you keep your voice down. I just heard a cerulean warbler.
Oh, that's probably what I'm thinking of, Liv. That must be when it's a fire, right? I think that's what I was thinking of.
Did you say last night that you have an outboard motorboat?
Sure do. only type of motorized vehicle that's allowed on Moon Lake. Heck, if it were up to me, I'd ban them too. Have everybody get around by canoe. Nothing like the threat of physical activity to keep tourists away.
You're not exactly a people person, are you?
I came to see birds, not people. The more people there are in a forest, the fewer birds there are. It's a fact of life. Reason I like to come here is because nobody else does. It's perfect. Not a decent grocery store, restaurant, or motel for miles.
You don't happen to have any spare spark plugs lying around, do you?
What's a pretty young lady like you know about spark plugs?
Excuse me.
Enough to know that the engine on Sally's boat is missing.
I know a
one,
lot of things,
and that I'm
sir.
going to be stuck here unless and until I replace it.
I might be able to help you out. After all, I was a Boy Scout. Be prepared.
You mean you have a spark plug I could buy?
Well, just so happens I've got 2 spark plugs right here in my pocket. Question is, if I give you one, what do I get for it? I don't need cash, but maybe you could take a few pictures for me. Know how to use a digital camera?
Oh, goodness.
My friend Bess just got one for her birthday. I helped her figure out how to use it.
There's a couple of birds I'm supposed to take pictures
I
of for
can't.
PEPSOB. That's People for the Preservation and Study of Birds. You can recognize them by their songs, which are on this tape, which you can play on my cassette player, which you're gonna have to get from M's Emporium as soon as you get your boat fixed. Think you can handle that?
Sounds good.
Here's everything you'll need. M's Emporium is up lake on the west side. Not that I'm trying to get you out of my hair or anything, but try not to come pestering me till you're done, okay? One more thing. You smoke?
Iconic.
Only when I'm on fire.
Oh, you're a spunky one, aren't you? Well, these woods may not look it, but they're tinder dry. One lit match, and the best bird habitat on the East Coast will go up in smoke. So watch what you do. 'Cause if anything like that happens, I won't be looking for birds anymore. I'll be looking for you. Watch yourself out there.
Oh, I agree, Liv. This is one of those Nancy characters, like, he's so problematic. He's so unnecessarily creepy. You're so right. Oh, and I so agree. That's also one of the reasons why I always loved the game, too. It's just surrounded in nature, and I love that. Okay, let's fix the spark plug. And it was plus, minus, 0 plus. So that's plus, minus, 0, plus. I think that's right. How do I shut it? Oh, I back up it. I have the life vest on. Okay, so which one do we go for? M's Emporium first? M's Emporium. Oh man. Okay, Emily's Moon Lake NT.
Hey there! Welcome to M's Emporium. I'm Emily Griffin.
Fun fact for everyone watching, the voice actress for Emily Griffin was actually a school teacher, and this was her only acting credit. This was it. This is all she did. She had never voice acted before, and she just knocked it out of the park.
My name's Nancy Drew. I'm staying out at the old Malone place. You know, the house Sally McDonald bought.
Now, what's she doing inviting guests out to that old dump?
As it turns out, I'm there by myself. The dog scared her off.
I told her, I said, Sally, that old house is gonna be nothing but trouble. And sure enough, Malone's hounds have come back. Just when we all thought they were finally resting in peace.
How interesting. But the dogs only come when someone buys the house.
When was the last time they appeared?
Seems like they show up every time somebody buys the place. So the last time would have been 10, 15 years ago.
I caught a strange man prowling around last night. He called himself Red Knot.
The bird watcher. Comes in every so often to stock up on that weirdo food he eats. You know how them tree hugger types are.
Has he been in the area long?
About as long as those pink-billed warblers and purple-eyed owls he's always chasing have been around. Couple of months, I guess.
Where do you find your... Achoo!
Bless you. It's all the dust. Sometimes I think it grows on this stuff.
You seem to be selling everything under the sun in here.
Best part is, I got most of this stuff for free. See, back in the days of Prohibition, that old Malone place used to be Party Central. Only way to get to and from back then was by boat. And when those boats dumped, on account of bad weather or bad driving or the feds suddenly showing up, well, everything from diamond necklaces to full bottles of illegal booze sank to the bottom of the lake.
So it's finders keepers, huh?
That's right. See, recovering objects from the lake bed is illegal. According to Squeaky Wheel Acres, dragging the lake for artifacts was upsetting its delicate eco-balance. So thanks mostly to his constant squawking, the state banned it.
Squeaky Wheel Acres?
Jeff Akers, local park ranger. I keep telling him all this stuff washed up on shore. But does that snobby little stickler for rules believe me?
Sounds like you aren't real fond of Ranger Acres.
Jeff Akers could take all his precious rules and regulations and take a flying leap. Now, I got nothing against getting more customers
I
in here,
love the
mind
way
you.
that she talks.
But I kind of like Moon Lake the way it is. Small, quiet, out of the way. But Jeff Akers, why, there's nothing he'd like better than to see all the lake and all the property around it turned into one big, noisy,
it reminds me
jam-packed state
of Danger
park.
by Design when you are the next Minette secretary and you're looking through the emails and you can read the email in Emily's voice, like word for word. She's just so good.
Why would he want that?
He's the type of guy who likes to boss people around, makes them feel important. So if the park got way bigger and was crawling with tourists, why, instead of giving out maybe one ticket for littering every 2 days, he'd be giving out 12 tickets every 2 hours. He'd be in heaven. Well, hey, I'm sure you got better things to do than getting your ear chewed off by yours truly.
There's a large tree blocking Sally's driveway. Do you know of anyone who can come out and clear it away?
I'll get Tucker Davis to take care of it. Gotta warn you, though. Tucker tends to do things in his own sweet time.
I need to buy something.
You want it? I got it. Long as you pay cash, that is.
Right now, cash is kind of a problem for me. Do you think we could do some kind of trade-out?
You scratch my back, I scratch yours, huh? Seeing as how you're a friend of Sally's, and seeing as how I got some things around here that could use doing, I guess we could work something out. What is it you need?
Do you sell
Poor
sandpaper
Nancy never
by any
has
chance?
cash on her
I do,
ever.
but Mr. Birdbrain was in last week and cleaned me out. Said he was tired of that observation platform of his giving him splinters in his hinter regions.
I've disturbed him enough already. Would anyone else around here have some?
He's your only hope. But you better ask him for it quick. That deck of his is pretty big, and those squares I sold him are pretty small.
Mr. Knott did me a favor, and in return he asked me to pick up a cassette player from you.
Oh, yeah, I got it right here. Thought maybe the old coot had forgotten he left it here. What else can I do you for?
Guess I'll see you later.
Yodelay-hee-hoo!
Okay, some more fun facts for you about this place. I don't know why, but this place in particular has some fun things. So the first thing is that the stained glass that you see here in the back, and I could be wrong. No, I'm pretty sure. I think that's the same stained glass that's in Message in a Haunted Mansion. It's just different colors. Also, when you're talking to Emily and you see the video rental, the VHS tapes in the back, these VHS tapes are the same movie posters that you find in the final scene. They're just scaled down a size to look like VHS tapes for rent. Of course, you've got the Coco Kringle right over here. And what else was it that I was going to show you guys? Ah, yes, this one. M. Benson Aviation. This one's actually a really special one. It says Millie gets you there. So, M. Benson was actually the lady that wrote the Nancy Drew books under the name Carolyn Keene. And if you haven't ever looked up about Millie Benson's life, she's incredibly fascinating. And literally, when I tell you she lived life to the fullest, that was her. Like, when she was of elderly age, she decided that she wanted to, go travel the world and become an aviator, and flew planes and would do all kinds of sorts of neat things. So, very fascinating person, Millie Benson. And so this ended up being something that showed up in the game in a poster as a nod to the Nancy Drew series, which is so fascinating. All right, let's take a look around, shall we? We got live bait. I always wondered why you could open this and you could look at it. But you can't really do anything else other than that. It's just for looks. Buy your fishing license here, Skunk Crossing. Buy a piece of the past. 80 years ago, Moon Lake was crawling with gangsters, flappers, and jazz musicians from the big city. They traveled to and from parties by boat and were so rich that if they accidentally dropped something in the lake, they wouldn't even bother going after it. Each item you see here was fished. And then I love this. It's so funny. It's little scotch tape by legal means out of Moon Lake and most likely belonged to some wealthy big shot. Don't go home without buying at least one genuine artifact from the Roaring Twenties. I gotta start reading this in her voice. It's so funny. I don't think there is anything else you can look at. Yeah, all the rest is just for looks. Although I really wish we could look at some more stuff. That would be really fun. All right. Let's go see Ranger Acres now. If this were Fatima, she'd say, don't go home without buying at least one genuine artifact. Oh my gosh, I feel like Emily and Fatima would get along so well. Oh, maybe when Fatima says, I got a cousin, maybe she's talking about Emily. Hello.
Hello, can I help you?
I'm Nancy Drew. I'm visiting the woman who bought the old Malone place, Sally McDonald. Do you know her?
Sally McDonald? Yes, I've had occasion to write her up once or twice.
You find her for something?
She littered. Food items, as I recall. An apple core, crust of bread, something like that. She tried to argue that the animals would eat them, but litter is litter. And besides, feeding the wildlife is also illegal.
Sounds like you take your job very seriously.
Being a park ranger can be a thankless job, Ms. Drew. But I know that every time I enforce a rule, I'm helping to preserve some plant or animal, however minute, for future generations of park goers.
What do you know about the pack of dogs? Do you have something I could use?
Do you have something I could use to test the well water at Sally's?
Sure do. Simple to use, too. Just pump some water into this vial, return the sample to me, I'll send it off, and in a day or two, you'll find out whether or not your water's fit to drink.
Sweet.
Do wells go bad very often?
Depends on when they were dug. The older they are, the more susceptible to contamination they are.
This place isn't exactly your ordinary ranger station, is it?
It's also the Moon Lake Post Office, and it's the unofficial Moon Lake Museum of Factual and Natural History. I've lived here all my life, so I can't help but feel obligated to protect not only the area's flora and fauna, but also its past.
So you know all about Mickey Malone?
As a member of the law enforcement community, I prefer to dwell on the positive aspects of history instead of on the activities of a bunch of glorified thugs.
So you'd probably like to see the old Malone place torn down and forgotten.
Not necessarily. It's hard to ignore its potential as a tourist attraction. And if that's what it takes to draw more people to Moon Lake, I'm a reasonable
that's
man.
another thing too. I feel like they did a really good job of making you feel like, I wonder who did it. Like, I feel like everyone has such strong motive. Such strong motive.
What do you know about the pack of dogs that's been terrorizing Sally? They've scared her so bad that she's gone to her aunt's in Philadelphia.
Don't tell me she believes all that ghost dog stuff.
I saw them myself.
Whatever's out there, I'm sure they're no more and no less than exactly what they look and sound like. Dogs. Living, breathing, very noisy dogs.
Why do you think dogs would attack Sally's house?
Dogs can be trained to do almost anything.
Any idea what would make a dog's eyes glow yellow?
Something in their diet, maybe? Some oddball vitamin or protein.
As a park ranger, don't you want to know for sure what's behind these dog attacks?
Do you always ask this many questions?
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I do.
I'm a very busy man, Miss Drew, but I am here to serve the public.
Would you mind mailing this letter for me?
Not at all.
Would it be okay if I looked around?
Please do. And if you have any questions, any more questions, just
The
ask.
shade.
Thanks for
the
all your help.
shade.
Not a problem.
I'll ask
oh,
as many
and
questions
one
as I
last
like.
thing. The deer mouse population has boomed this year, so please take precautions if you're cleaning out any area where they may have nested. They can carry some nasty diseases.
Thanks for the tip, Ranger Acres.
Okay, I need a list of when every game takes place at the actual time that it takes place. So I saw this calendar is April. So it's April. So I need to know. How old is this tree? Did you know that the growth rings on a tree indicate its age and the environmental conditions in which it grew? I did know that because I read it one time in a book when I was a kid. This cross-section is a reproduction of a pine tree that was 62 years old when it was cut down. Please note that the large size of this display does not reflect the actual width of a 62-year-old pine. 1934, a pine seedling. 1939, broad, evenly spaced rings indicate healthy growth. 1944, a growth disparity occurs. 1954, although the tree is growing straight again, narrow rings indicate competition for sunlight and nutrients for other trees. This is so fascinating that you can tell all of this just from the lines. Rapid growth begins again, probably due to the removal of neighboring trees. A burn scar from a fire that quickly scorched the forest. Wow. A prolonged drought in the area causes narrow growth rings. And then these narrow rings are the result of a sawfly insect infestation. The sawfly larvae consume conifer buds and needles. Huh. That is so cool. Poison ivy. We don't get any poison ivy in this game. Learn to identify the poison ivy plant and you will have taken the first step in avoiding poison ivy. The popular saying, leaves of 3, beware of me, is a good rule of thumb for poison ivy. I've never had poison ivy, but we have so much of it outside. I think it would be fun if this game, you could do things to get citations for Jeff Akers, a la getting demerits in the Waverly Academy. And if you got too many game over, that would be so creative, Tori. Ooh, that's a good idea. The hantavirus. There are several types of hantaviruses, but hantavirus pulmonary syndrome can cause acute respiratory failure and death. The rodent most likely to transmit this disease to humans is the deer mouse. A deer mouse infected with the hantavirus does not act or appear sick. Infection occurs when tiny particles from deer mouse saliva, urine, and droppings containing the virus are kicked up into the air, a process called aerosolization, and inhaled. Never sweep an area inhabited by mice, as sweeping could stir up particles. Wear a respiratory mask and rubber gloves, and remove dirt from the area with a damp towel, mop, or sponge. Forest fire. Use common sense. No smoking allowed anywhere on park grounds. Fireworks and firearms are prohibited. Campfires are allowed in the park, but only in designated areas. Don't let 1 minute of carelessness destroy what it took nature decades to create. What is this? Pronounced giardiasis or beaver fever is an illness caused by a parasite that lives in the intestines of people and animals. Never drink untreated water from streams or lakes. If you must use water you suspect contains, heat the water first. Okay. Beaver fever? And Lyme disease. Oh, and that's just from most victims will also live. Wear light colored clothing so you can see ticks and knock them away before they can attach to your skin. Always wear a long sleeve shirt and tuck the bottom of your pants into your socks or boots. Oh man, I really wish I had found my Junior Ranger pin for this, and I just didn't. I couldn't find it. Okay, let's go and do some of our tasks that we need to do. I think, oh, okay, so I know we need to do the water for sure. Okay, wait. I think we pump it into the bucket and then we sample it, right? Yeah. Perfect. All right, and then what was the other thing we needed to do?
It's locked. A face only a gnome could love.
Also another quote that's ingrained in my brain. Look, there's Hotchkiss's boots from Treasure in the Royal Tower. And I think that's the iron from Message in a Haunted Mansion.
Oh, the key broke off.
Never fear, I have a screwdriver.
It's locked. There's got to be another way to get this open.
I don't know if you guys also feel this way, but for the longest time, it took me forever to recognize and realize that this little symbol on items was an eyeball. It's an eyebrow with an eyeball, and I never knew that. I was always wondering, I was like, what is that? And I just realized too, like 2-3 years ago, I was like, oh, that's an eye. I promise you, I never knew. Now, what was that? Oh, yeah, the birds. We need to do birds. Oh, I never did. I've never been a tutorial person. I don't ever do a tutorial.
I better be careful.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't even think I really knew what it was. I just thought that was just like a symbol, like, hey, this is an item that you can like interact with, which it is, but yeah, like you see, like you click on it, you can interact with it in a different way than you can with this one, but I didn't know what it was. Okay, let's get our cameras out. Let's take some photos. I'm already
Here,
lost.
birdie, birdie, birdie.
I have no idea where I'm at. There's one. Yeah, like just like just 2 years ago I learned that you could honk the car in Clock, and I didn't know. So when we did our other playthrough of Clock, I was like, oh, you can honk the car?
No birds here. Tweet, tweet.
Tweet, tweet. Oh, Nancy, we love you. We love who you are, Nancy. Oh, my bad. I missed that one.
Come back!
Oh, we made it. Okay, good. Snooky. Our beloved dog. Waldo Matthias. Goodness. Oma Pearl. Piff and Path. Cedric Cosmo Cranky. Stench. What is that? Asa Royal? Stench Asa Royal? Wait, what? Hold on. Flip the name around, then it's oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wait, I missed this one. Marbles. We're so sorry to have lost you.
Looks like paw prints.
Oh, this part always freaks me out. You can open it. Scary. Oh, I didn't know you could look up. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. Malone. Huh. Okay, get out of the cemetery. There's one.
Missed it.
Oh gosh. I'm gonna be lost. Wait, what joke? Wait, which one? Oh my gosh, is that a tweet emote? I need that in my life. Tweet. I just got it after you just sent it. Marbles, we're sorry to have lost you. Got it now. What's up, Owen Spader? Welcome to Ghost Dogs. I didn't understand that when I read it, but now I got it. I got it now. So we now have all the boards to fix the floor. I don't really like, the map doesn't help me. I don't know why. Like that, it just does not help me at all. Okay, let's fix the boards. Rotten floorboards, watch your step. Done. Oh, we need to call Bess. We haven't talked to her.
Nancy, how's it going?
Hey, Bess. How'd you know it was me?
Telepathy, of course. Just another of my many talents. You are so full of it. She got caller ID, Nancy. So now, instead of hanging up on the geeks that always call her, she just doesn't answer the phone. Very funny. So what's up?
Thank you so much for the follow, Owen Spader.
Believe it or not, on some nights, this house gets attacked by a pack of dogs. Sally's so scared of them, she left me here by myself.
Did you say dogs? She couldn't have, George. Dogs don't attack houses.
Not only did these dogs attack Sally's house, they had eyes that glowed yellow. A birdwatcher I ran into said they were ghosts.
Ghosts?
The man who built Sally's place on Moon Lake was a gangster. The birdwatcher said that the ghosts of his dogs show up every time someone new tries to live here.
The place is haunted by ghost dogs? Like there's such a thing as ghosts. But it does sound like you've got another mystery on your hands, Detective Drew.
Ooh, yeah, this one.
There's a private cemetery in the woods out back. Malone and his dogs are supposedly buried there.
Creepy.
And there were paw prints in the cemetery. Fresh paw prints.
Are you sure you're going to be all right there by yourself? We'd volunteer to drive out there and keep you company, but unfortunately my car's in the shop, and you know what a scaredy cat George is.
That's okay. There's really no room, and believe me, living conditions here are pretty primitive.
Scaredy cat, huh? You're gonna pay for that remark, dear cousin.
Moon Lake is gorgeous, but it's so remote. The park ranger is the closest thing they have to a sheriff around here.
Park ranger? What's he like? Which, as we all know, is Bess's way of saying, park ranger? Is he cute? Not true, George. Nancy thinks everybody's cute, so what will be the point? Anyway, Nancy, you were saying?
Well, he seems like an okay guy, but frankly, nobody around here seems to like him very much.
Why's that?
He takes his job very seriously, which tends to rub some people the wrong way.
Did you tell him about the ghost dogs?
He thinks they're just plain old dogs that for some reason like to run around at night scaring people.
And what does Detective Drew think about the dogs?
I think Sally had good reason to be scared of them. I don't blame her for leaving, which leads me to think that maybe that was the whole idea.
Somebody had those dogs attack Sally in order to scare her away? Why would anybody do that? She was there for less than a month. You'd have to be a total creep to make enemies that fast. And Sally's one of the nicest people I know. Ooh, Nancy! Speaking of cute guys,
Ooh,
Frank and Joe Hardy
Nancy.
called. I filled them in on where you are and what you're doing, and they're dying to hear from you.
It's just such natural conversation. These early games.
Great. Did they leave a number?
Their number is 280-555-4865.
I forgot we could call the Hardy Boys in this
Bess
one.
didn't recognize it when they called and almost didn't answer the phone. Good thing my cousin here has a memory like an elephant, huh? What's that supposed to mean? Call them, Nancy. They're dying to hear from you. But remember, Frank's cute and all that, but George and I want to hear from you too. Yeah, no fair discussing the case with them from now on and not with us. Promise you'll keep us up to speed?
I promise. This birdwatcher I met has got me taking pictures of birds for some survey he's doing. He's a bit of a grump.
Does he live nearby?
No, he just kind of hangs out in the woods. In fact, I only see him at night.
Interesting. He's in the woods at night. The dogs are in the woods at night. Could he have had a reason for wanting Sally out of the Malone house?
As far as I know, he and Sally were on good terms. But I also know that Red doesn't seem to have much use for any life form that doesn't molt.
He sounds like my Uncle Zach. He's into birds. Only he doesn't watch them. He hunts them, then shoots them. I never really liked my Uncle Zach.
Did I mention that all the water in Sally's house comes from a well?
Ew, really? Does it taste like rotten eggs? Not all well water tastes like rotten eggs, Bess.
I don't know if it does or not. Because the well is so old, I need to get the water tested before I drink it.
Good plan. Nothing will wreck your day faster than a nice tall glass of contaminated water.
Bye, you guys.
Good luck, Nancy. And stay in touch.
Oh, I forgot about we okay, so let's go let's go put the water. Because I have it, but I forgot to go put it over there. I think we will, Owen Spader. I think that's the plan today. We'll knock it out. Oh, I know. I love A Little to the Left. It's one of my favorites. One of my favorites. Oh, ooh, his dog is here. It's your baby.
You're back.
Nancy's just gonna cut. I noticed you have a dog.
I noticed you have a dog.
That's Yogi, who never goes out unless he's on a leash. Park rules.
I couldn't help but notice that he's about the same size as those ghost dogs were.
I hope you're not suggesting I trained Yogi to run around in the middle of the night barking and attacking houses.
I have that water sample. What do I do with it?
Just give it to me, and I'll take care of it.
What do you know about the cemetery behind the Malone house?
People are buried there. Beyond that, what's to know?
Are Malone's dogs buried there?
That's the rumor.
The inscription on one of the tombstones reads Waldo Matthias. Does that name ring any bells?
Not in my steeple.
Thanks for all your help.
That's why I'm here.
Okay, well, we did that. Oh, we didn't read. Yeah. Okay, so I think we need to talk to Red Knot at night. I think that's what's next. Alright, time to go to bed. Nighttime.
You find all the birds?
I found some birds, but no matter how quiet I am, I've been scaring other birds away before I can take their picture. What am I doing wrong?
You're wearing those clothes. That's what you're doing wrong. You need to blend in, like me. Go back over to M's tacky tourist trap and get yourself some camouflage gear. Only sensible thing that money grubber carries.
I'm sorry to keep bugging you, but I need some sandpaper. Emily said you might have some.
Here, take it and scram. I was just about to call in a meadowlark.
Oh,
That was always Ruth's favorite.
I
Was
thought we had to do
Ruth your wife?
something for that.
Good heavens, no. My wife had no patience for birding. Ruth was my dog. Border collie. She'd hear a meadowlark, and by golly, her ears would perk, and she'd cock her head, and she'd just come as close to smiling as ever a dog could.
It's so true, Kate Face. No matter how quiet I am, and she's over here, tweet, tweet. That's so true.
Do many people around here own dogs?
Not really. Most people don't bother. The place is surrounded by park land, and Ranger Acres just loves enforcing the leash laws. There it is again. Take your sandpaper and go sand something, okay?
Okay. Well, the good thing is now we can sand that dog in the cabinet. That sounded weird. There's no dog in this cabinet. No dogs were harmed in this game.
It's stuck.
Okay. But the question is how do you know which way they go? I think it has something to do with the clock on the wall, doesn't it? Hold on. I think the way you turn them matters. Let's see. Let's turn just that way. Oh, save my game. That's a good point. Okay. I don't think I have done that. Go sand something. Alright, save. Done. Continue. That changed to the trees. Oh, so this is the order that they're in right now. Okay. Yeah, all the rest are. So now we need to figure out which dog write their names down. Vitus, Iggy, Lucy, and Xander. Right, okay, the poem, right? That tells you I'm... But then how do you know which one is which phrase? Leaves that appear on a fresh spring tree make my birth different from other 3. Oh, is it in order? 1, 2, 3, 4? I think so, right? 1, 2. Oh, it's not in order? Oh, it has to go by their birthday, right? On their tombstone? Is that what it is? But I ask because I genuinely, it's been 7 years since I played this game. And I don't really remember. Okay, let's see. Oh, navigating at night's way harder. I just went back out. Oh, there's the shoe! Fun fact, another fun fact for you. The shoe... Oh, thank you for the bit, Owen Spader. The shoe that you see right here in Ghost Dogs of Moonlake was actually the same shoe that they gave Gray in the Deadly Device. They used the same model of shoe and they put it on Gray in the Deadly Device. How about it? I love fun facts. Oh, we didn't see that earlier either, did we? Okay. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm lost. This is so much harder to do at nighttime. I know, I'm trying to remember. Maybe I will have to use the map. Okay, oh, there we are. We're back at the beginning now. Okay, let's see. The fallen tree is here. We need to go to the right of it. Yes, where the log is at. To go up, over, for the yellow, but well, I'll be darned. Maybe this map is helpful. Sorry. Usually the map doesn't help me. Okay, stump. There's a stump. Tree stump. To the left. Boom. I'm sorry. Okay. This is so scary. Okay, Vitus was born in February. Xander was born in August. Lucy was born in April. And Iggy was born in November. Ha 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 ha. Stop, I'm just guessing. Oh, so close. Woo, we did it. In the house, in the house. Okay, now, back to the poem. Okay, leaves that appear on a fresh spring tree make my birth different from the other 3. So that would be Lucy. She's spring. She's trees? Trees. When swans drift by on shimmering blue, I'm the one who plays in the summer dew. So that'd be Xander? When autumn's call brings out the deer, it is I who howls on morning clear. I guess that would be Iggy. And then, when winter comes and birds take flight, look to me and sleep through the long gray night. Vitus. Okay. So, the first one that we moved was Vitus. And Vitus moved on the first clock. Vitus is supposed to be birds, I think. So let's turn again. Okay, one more time and I think we'll be good. To this day, I still remember playing this game for the first time and how smart I felt figuring out this puzzle without outside help. Core memory. It's such a clever puzzle. And it has multiple steps, which is why I think it's such a good one. Lots of dots have to be connected. Okay, that's Vitus. He's the bird, so we can check him off. Okay. Now, let's move Iggy one over. Iggy's supposed to be the deer. That's the deer. That's the tree. So this one's Iggy. He's supposed to be the deer. So I think we should just leave him the same way. Let's move Lucy. Birds. Tree. Wait, wasn't this one supposed to be Iggy? Okay. Oh, because I moved this one. Oh, okay. And I think that was correct, so it's just the swan one. It opened. Stop. Okay. No, I feel like a detective. Okay. With my flashlight. Okay, we got a cool poster. I mean, picture. Stop. This is so cool.
It could be mice making that sound.
Okay, so I don't think we have what we need for that yet.
William Akers? I wonder if he's related to Jeff Akers.
Okay, Philadelphia Gazette. This is October 9th, 1927. Thoughts on Thuggery by Ethan Collier. The truth about Mickey Malone, as told by his most trusted employee, William Akers. Mr. Malone has never spent a night in jail and he never will, said William Akers. And you know why? Because he's just an ordinary Joe trying to run an ordinary business. He said this with such conviction that for a moment this reporter honestly thought Akers was talking about somebody other than Mickey Malone, the notorious gangster. But I was standing But I was standing on the porch of Malone's getaway home at Moon Lake, having a bushwhacked through thick brush from the east side of the lake to avoid detection and probable eviction by his bodyguards. And I was talking to the man who, according to the police, is the only person Malone trusts. I ought to know. I see him every day, Akers went on. He doesn't deserve all the grief you newspaper hacks give him. He's a rich man because his laundromats are fine establishments and people like to wash their clothes there. All this talk about him being a bootlegger is just plain hogwash. When I asked if I could talk to Malone, Akers said Malone was out walking. Like I said, he's an ordinary guy who likes to do ordinary things. When I asked if I could wait for him, he said, "What for? Anything you want to know about Mickey Malone, I can tell you. I've worked for him for 15 years. When I said all I wanted was the truth, he said, "Then you're in luck, because that's what I just told you. And now I suggest you leave. Mickey's a swell guy, but he's got these 4 big dogs, see, and sometimes they don't mind so good." I took the hint and left, but as I struggled through the brush to get back to my car, I realized something. Akers hadn't told me the truth about what Mickey Malone did, I knew that, but he had told me an important truth when it came to what Mickey Malone was. Someone who had at least one extremely loyal employee. I ask you, good citizens of Philadelphia, how many so-called legitimate businessmen can say the same thing? Interesting information that we're learning here. Oh yeah, Tori, please stay safe. I feel like there's been so much crazy weather this year. The hurricane that was coming actually missed us and ended up hitting Texas and everything. So missed us by just a little bit. Okay, so that was a pretty big chunk what we just did. We probably want to go back to days. And we need to go see Jeff Akers. And we need to go see M. At M's Emporium.
You're back.
Where's Yogi?
Where's Yogi?
In the run, out back. Even out of sight, he's under my full control, as park rules require.
Have you gotten the results back from that water sample I left with you?
I meant to call the Department of Health today for a status report, but frankly, I've been way too busy.
How long have you been the Lone Ranger here, as it were?
6 long, very frustrating years. If I were in charge of just 10 more acres of parkland, they'd give me an assistant, and I could devote more time to the acquisition of more land and eventually put Moon Lake on the map as one of the biggest, most popular parks in the state.
Then maybe these ghost dogs are a blessing in disguise.
What do you mean?
Well, if those dogs scare Sally away for good, other people are bound to think twice about buying the place. The bank will lower its price, and you'll have your land.
You're insinuating things again, Miss Drew.
I'm sorry, I really am. It's just that Sally's my friend, and I'd really like to find out why someone's doing this to her.
Tell you what, if you're serious about making amends, there's some boxes by the computer labeled with dates. They're from the estate of a local history buff. She kept everything from newspaper clippings to old photos to recipes for apple crisp. She put everything in envelopes, then numbered them by year using Roman numerals. Just put the envelopes in order by year with the earliest date in front. Oh, and if you're rusty on Roman numerals, there's an entry on them in the computer.
I hope I don't get distracted. Apple crisp sounds good right now.
Don't go reading anything until you're through, or take my word for it, you'll never get finished.
No, actually, I have played all the games before Owen Spader, but I haven't played them since before university. So these are I'm actually doing a whole playthrough of them, but it's been like 7-ish years since I've played them. So it's just been a while.
I found this old picture in Sally's house. Do you know who these people are?
The man is Mickey Malone, I know that. I'm guessing that this is his girlfriend, Vivian Burnett, I think her name was. And judging by the year of that brand new Ford in the background, I'd say the picture was taken in 1928.
She was probably as familiar with Malone's house and his dogs as he was. Think there's any chance she's still alive?
Tell you what, Miss Drew. Why don't I go through my files and see what I can dig up on this mystery woman? I'm a busy man, but like I always say, I'm here to serve.
I've been trying to take pictures of birds for this guy named Red Knot. Ever met him?
Oh yes, the Birdman. I'd stay away from him if I were you.
He seems pretty harmless to me.
He's a fanatic. He's got it in his head that Moon Lake would be the best birdwatching venue in the world except for one thing. Too many people. Believe me, if there was a way to get this park shut down and all the homes on the lake torn down, he'd do it in an instant.
I found a newspaper dating back to 1927 in Sally's house. Since you're kind of an expert on the history of Moon Lake, do you mind if I ask you some questions about Mickey Malone?
Not at all.
The article mentioned that a man named William Akers used to work for Malone. Is he a relative of yours?
No. Quite a coincidence, I'll admit, but no. I am in no way related to the head flunky of some two-bit gangster and his gang of thugs.
Thanks for all your help.
Always a pleasure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because there are so many times where I get stuck or I don't know how to solve a puzzle, so I'm always asking everybody every once in a while for some hints. We do try and keep the like super big plot spoilers though to a minimum in case anyone's watching that hasn't seen it. The town of Liberty near Moon Lake. Park Ranger Francis Bacon Grids? Wait, what? Park Ranger Francis Bacon Grids and his wife Zelda Strawberry Moon Lake 1952. The Moon Lake Community Review. Civilian Conservation Corps. In 1932, when the United States was in the throes of the Great Depression, presidential candidate Franklin D. Roosevelt recognized that the country was facing two very serious problems. Its natural resources were rapidly being destroyed by soil erosion and deforestation, and thousands of able-bodied men were unemployed and desperately looking for work. So when he was elected, Roosevelt immediately compelled Congress to pass the Emergency Conservation Work Act. It called for the establishment of a peacetime army of men who, stationed at various camps throughout the country, would undertake work projects that would save and revitalize the nation's forests while allowing the men to earn much-needed paychecks. By the end of 1935, this army, called the Civilian Conservation Corps, had been successfully mobilized and was hard at work. 500,000 enrollers were stationed at 2,650 camps, which were located in all 48 states, as well as the territories of Hawaii and Alaska. The men undertook projects ranging from building roads and fire towers to stringing telephone lines to planting billions of trees. When the CCC was abolished in 1942, it had left its mark on every state in the nation. The importance of its role in the development of recreational facilities in national, state, county, and metropolitan parks throughout the country cannot be understated. The building in which you're now sitting is a testament to the dedication and determination of Roosevelt's Tree Army. Always love the historical facts too. Okay, so the files.
Let's see. Jeff said the envelope with the earliest date goes down in the front of each box.
So when it says the earliest date of each one, at the front, does it mean the front like down here, it starts here and goes up? Or does it start up here and go down? I only ask because I don't want to. Front is bottom. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Bottom to top. Got it. Okay, thank you so much. So. Oh gosh, can I remember how to do? Yes. Okay, that's 1900. Okay. That's 1910. 1908. So this one goes there. 1904. And this one's 1911. So that looks like that's in order. This is 19, 11, 12, 13, 19, 1914. This is 1960. This is, oh my gosh, 1990. Wait, is that right? 1997? I'm not sure if that's right or not. And then this one is 1950. I think these are all supposed to stay over here. Maybe it's this one that needs to. Yeah. 1925. So that would go somewhere over here. What about this one? 1905. Is that 05? I think so. Oh, it's not? Oh, man. Wait, is there somewhere where I can read about Roman numerals? Because I kind of forgot. Is it on the computer? Oh, that's a nature slideshow. Or is it somewhere in here that I can read about it? No, we read that one already. I don't think there is. Hold on, let me go back. I may have to write this down. M is 1,000, right? And then C is 100. So that's 1900. That one's right. This is 1904. This is 1915. Oh, okay. So it needs to go over on this side. So this is 1913. 1915 probably goes here. So 1900, 1904, 1905, 6, 7. This is 1908. 1910. 1911. That's right. Okay. This row's right. Don't touch it. And then this one is 1913, so that one's right. 1915. 1914. What about this one? $1919? Ah, that's 1919. Okay, okay. So then this one is 19. Okay, I think this row is right. Don't touch it. Don't touch that one. Both rows are right. Okay. Then we have 1925. 1932. 1939. 1941. And 1945. So I think this one's right too. So it must just be this row that's wrong. 1951. 1969. 1970. Oh, so it needs to be.
Now that they're all sorted, I can do
it?
some reading.
Oh, thanks so much, Caitlin. Ooh, what are monster bars? That sounds amazing. Okay, now I get to read. Okay. Philadelphia mobster dies in Leavenworth. Michael Mikey Malone died yesterday of liver failure in the federal penitentiary at Leavenworth, Kansas at the age of 52. Born in Newark, New Jersey in 1889, Malone owned and operated Philadelphia Duds and Suds, a chain of laundromats and dry cleaners that allowed him to disguise and disperse the money he made as a racketeer. Do you know what I just noticed? He was laundering money. Oh my gosh, I've never noticed that before. That is too funny. That was so not a coincidence. Okay. I know. Gosh, the early games are so good. Compared to other gangsters, Malone kept a relatively low profile. His desire for privacy was enforced by 4 large dogs who never left his side. Although he was rumored to be involved in everything from running to gold heist, he never spent a single night in jail until he was arrested in 1932 for tax evasion. He was convicted the following year and was sentenced to 8 years in federal prison. He died just 2 months before he was scheduled to be released. So that was that one. Let's see if there's another one too. Gangster nabbed at Moon Lake residence. Mickey Malone arrested right at his luxurious Moon Lake property. Mickey Malone, a Philadelphia businessman, long considered by police to be a bootlegger and a racketeer, finally felt the sting of the sword of justice when he was arrested this morning at his house on Moon Lake. Careful to keep Malone's attack dogs at bay, agents from the Internal Revenue Service and the in his pajamas. Department of Justice raided the lakefront home at dawn, catching Malone and his henchmen completely by surprise. Within seconds, Malone was handcuffed, wearing an overcoat over his pajamas. He was swept out the door and into a waiting car. He was driven directly to Philadelphia, where he was jailed on charges of tax evasion and conspiracy to violate prohibition laws. The police had been wise to Malone's criminal activities for years, but 3 previous attempts to incarcerate him failed miserably when Malone's shadowy associates, through bribes and threats, forced prosecution witnesses to recant their stories. This time, federal agents intend to rely on ledgers and tax returns to prove their case. Since 1927, when it was determined that even income gained through illegal means is taxable, authorities have been eager to use this ruling to make thugs like Malone pay for their crimes. Mickey Malone's been making us look like fools for a long time, declared Bureau of Investigation agent Waldo Matthias. But today, the good guys finally got the last laugh. Malone loudly and repeatedly proclaimed that he'd done nothing wrong as he was led to jail. However, his protestations of innocence ended abruptly when, apparently not wishing to be photographed in his pajamas, Malone took a swing at a press photographer. He was quickly subdued. It must be. What belt am I now? I'm a green belt now. Cookie bars made with peanut butter, oats, and M&Ms. Oh my gosh, please send me the recipe. Oh, that sounds amazing. And I love M&Ms and oats and peanut butter. Okay, is a gangster about to become Moon Lake's newest resident? Rumors are flying thick and fast that Mickey Malone, a self-proclaimed captain of industry with far more ties to gamblers and smugglers than to legitimate businessmen, is building a house on the north shore of Moon Lake. The rumors started last June when the 10-acre property on which the house is being built was purchased by Philadelphia Duds and Suds, a company owned by Malone which is widely believed to be merely a front for his criminal undertakings. Secrecy has shrouded the project ever since construction began in October of last year. 4 men in a locked gate block the driveway leading to the site. Unauthorized persons and vehicles are summarily turned away. Day and night, security guards patrol the heavily wooded lakefront property. Several large trucks, strategically parked, obscure any and all views of the site from the water. Even the workmen have been sworn to silence. When asked if Mickey Malone was indeed building a home on Moon Lake, Waldo Matthias, the agent spearheading the Department of Justice's investigation of Malone's activities, had only this to say. If he is, I suggest he live it up while he can, because the place we're going to be sending him to ain't on no beach, and he's going to be there for a real long time. Mr. Malone could not be reached for comment. I think this is the last one. It's Emily. Dragon Band is a drag for Pennsylvania treasure hunter. There's gold in them thar sandbars. At least that's been the experience of Emily Griffin, owner of M's Emporium on Moon Lake in central Pennsylvania. For the past 10 years, she has been dragging a heavy net back and forth along the bottom of the lake, uncovering and bringing to the surface relics from the 1920s. I've dredged up everything from diamond tiaras to skeleton keys to full bottles of French cognac, said Griffin. It just blows my mind what those people would drop back then and never bother going back for. She was referring to the wealthy guests of gangster Mickey Malone, who built a home on the lake in 1925 and threw large raucous parties almost every weekend. Because his guests would travel to and from the house by boat, personal items were lost overboard with great frequency. Miss Griffin estimates that she has made close to $20,000 selling her finds to antique hunters and tourists. But last week, her windfall came to an end. The county in which Moon Lake is located passed an ordinance making the recovery of objects from the lakebed illegal. The ban arose from the fact that the bottom of Moon Lake is composed of unusually fine sand. When disturbed, it clouds the water, sometimes for days, posing a threat to the aquatic plants and fish that otherwise thrive there. Park Ranger Jeff Akers, who oversees the state park surrounding the lake, initiated the ban. The eco-balance of Moon Lake is simply too delicate to ignore, he contends. But Miss Griffin begs to differ. The whole thing's just plumb ridiculous, she says. You know what all that stuff down there is doing right now? It's rusting, rotting away, polluting the water. Heck, by getting it out of there, I'm doing the county a favor. Unfortunately, the county doesn't see it that way, and it appears that Miss Griffin will have to abandon what had become a pleasantly profitable hobby. Oh, I don't know, she shrugs. I can still sell the stuff that washes up on shore. And that happens, you know, especially after a good storm. So I might be down, she says, eyes twinkling, but I ain't necessarily out. Wash the Septics Roadshow. Plumbing broadcast service. All the things. I love all the things. Okay, let's talk to Jeff.
You're
again.
back.
Yeah.
I finished putting all those envelopes in order.
Excellent. Thank you, Miss Drew. And to show my gratitude, I've got something for you.
It doesn't involve Roman numerals, does it?
No, it's an honorary Junior Park Ranger pin. I keep
I'm
them on
so
hand
sad
so
I
I can
couldn't
give
find
them
my
out to
pin for
children whom
today's
I see
stream.
demonstrating respect for park rules and regulations. A little bit of positive reinforcement. Unfortunately, I don't get to give them out that often.
Oh, gee, thanks, Ranger Akers.
I always remember her the way she says that too. Oh, it's so iconic. Okay, when and why was Malone arrested, and what happened to Akers' arrest?
When and why was Malone arrested?
I'm sorry, Miss Drew. As usual, I'm a little pressed for time. If you have more questions, why don't you sit down at the computer and peruse the Moon Lake database of fascinating factoids that I've put together?
What happened to Akers and the rest of Malone's gang after he went to prison?
Fortunately for Moon Lake, they all left and went their separate ways.
Thanks for all your help.
Not a problem.
Okay, so let's go see M, and then we'll go back and we'll call the Hardy Boys. We probably should call Sally again. I don't think we haven't talked to her since the beginning. I love this southern accent. Thank you.
Nice Junior Park Ranger pin. You must really be on Akers' good side.
Okay. Any word from Tucker? Yeah.
Any word from Tucker, what's his name? He hasn't been by to move that tree yet.
I'll give him another call. But like I said, the man marches to the beat of another drummer. A very slow drummer.
I found an old newspaper in Sally's house that contained an article on Mickey Malone. It really got my curiosity going. What else can you tell me about him?
Person you should talk to is Jeff Akers. He's got this historical museum thing going out at that ranger station of his.
How do I get to the museum?
Just up lake from Sally's on the east side.
We've been there.
These so-called ghost dogs left very real paw prints. I saw some near the cemetery that's by the Malone house. Have you ever been there?
Can't say as I have. Poking around cemeteries ain't exactly a hobby with me.
Does the name Waldo Matthias mean anything to you?
Can't say as it does.
To make a long story short, I need some camouflage gear.
Got some right over here. One size fits all. But I'm running kind of low on bait. So if you go out and get me, say a dozen little critters, I'll give you the camos.
A dozen little critters?
Worms, spiders, beetles, grubs. Anything that wriggles on its belly'll do. Just look under stuff. Rocks, logs, dead leaves. Should be able to find 12 in no time.
Hunting for critters isn't illegal, is it?
Things ain't quite that bad around here. Least not yet. Now, if Jeff Akers' daddy was still around, you might get arrested for cruelty to animals or some such nonsense. Joe Akers used to be the deputy sheriff. Real critter lover, that one was.
Joe Akers is Jeff's father?
That's right.
Guess I'll see you later.
Interesting.
You betcha.
Things that we're learning. Okay. No, I haven't moved yet. But I am moving this month. So that's probably what you see, all the boxes and everything all packed up. So moving one state over. Did you ever try the No, I haven't. We actually didn't get to do a whole lot of baking this holiday season, unfortunately. But I have the recipe saved though. Be a great moving treat to make once we move. Okay, let's call Sally. We have not talked to Sally. Alright.
Hello?
Hey, Sally, it's Nancy.
Nancy, did you see them? Did you see the dogs?
Yes, I did, and I can understand why you left. They were pretty frightening. But if it's okay with you, I'd really like to stay and get to the bottom of whatever's going on. That's why you asked me here in the first place, right?
Yes, but Nancy, are you sure?
Positive. Consider Detective Drew officially on the case.
I wish I were even half the trooper you are, Nancy. I have such high hopes for that house. All the beauty there, the wildlife, all the pictures I was going to take. It would break my heart to have to give it up.
When was the first time you saw the dogs?
I heard them the very first night I was here. I heard them almost every night, howling in the distance, but I didn't actually see them until I'd been here about a week. After that, they started appearing pretty much every other night.
Did they always come around the same time, or did it vary?
Actually, they always came around the same time. What are you getting at?
These attacks seem to involve a lot of choreography, which reinforces my theory that you're not being randomly attacked by a pack of wild dogs, but by dogs who've been trained by someone determined to scare you out of your house at Moon Lake.
Who would want to do that? My closest neighbor lives 2 miles away. My property is surrounded by the state park, but it's off-season, so hardly anybody is in the park. In fact, I bet I talked to a total of 3 people the whole 4 weeks I was at Moon Lake.
Which 3 people?
Let's see, the park ranger, I forget his name, kind of a pain in the neck. Emily Griffin, she's the one who owns that store I told you about. And I ran into this bird watcher a couple of times. Had a funny name.
Red Knot. I've run into him too.
Other than people I may have nodded hello to while getting gas or something, I swear those are the only people I've talked to at Moon Lake.
What about River Heights? Can you think of anyone there who'd want you to sell your house at Moon Lake and move back to River Heights?
You mean like an angry ex-boyfriend or something? Nope, I sure can't.
Since I'm going to be staying here a while, is there anything I should know about the place?
Well, let's see. I've got the water turned off because
Oh, that
it's well
reminds me,
water
we
and
never
it
got the
needs to be
gloves
tested
at the
before
sink.
I
We
can
gotta do
use
that.
it for anything. In fact, if you could get that testing done for me, I'd really appreciate it. Oh, and watch where you walk in the living room. Some of the floorboards are so rotten you could fall right through. And I keep hearing these faint squeaks and rustling type noises coming from below the floor. I hope you're not scared of mice.
That Emily Griffin is quite a character. How well do you know her?
I feel like I've known her all my life. She's so open and friendly. She likes to make it sound as if Moon Lake used to be a major hangout for criminals and degenerates, which isn't really true and irks some people around here no end. But I figure she's just trying to make a buck.
I'm curious. Why did you characterize the park ranger as a pain in the neck?
I left part of a ham sandwich on a picnic table once. Big mistake. From the way he carried on, you'd think I just made the FBI's 10 most wanted list. I don't think he likes me. Emily says it's because I wrecked his dream of becoming Super Ranger or something when I bought the Malone house instead of the Parks Department. Me, I think he just basically has a problem relating to people unless they're asking questions or breaking the law.
Where'd all that stuff in your tool shed come from?
It's just junk left behind by previous owners. Came with the house. I've been meaning to take inventory and start pitching stuff, but I didn't. If they ever make procrastination a crime, I'm done for.
Are you aware that you're the proud owner of your very own cemetery?
Yes. When the realtor told me there was a cemetery on the property, I went, ugh. But when I saw how far from the house it was and how small it was, I decided I could live with it, as it were.
Do you know if Malone is really buried there?
The realtor said the cemetery was just a sham, that there's nothing under those tombstones but dirt. But he may have just been saying that so I'd buy the place. The only way to know for sure whether or not Malone is there is to start digging, and I'm certainly not going to do that.
Talk to you later.
Stay in touch.
Okay, so we need to go find some critters, some grubs, as Owen Spader said. Grub. We have the same microphone. What? I know, and I just got this one for Christmas, and I love it. Come here, you little beetle, you. I can only imagine what they taste like. Oh, they probably taste so good. I'm glad that they were a hit, Tori. I know, when I read the recipe, I was like, oh, these have got to be so good. I'm excited to try it. So I have, what, 4 already? One over here. Oh, there, right here. Yeah, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I think they looked under that one already, right? Okay. I know that there's some that only come out at night, so like I don't know if I have all the day ones yet, or... As much as I love this game, it's reminding me that my right ankle is absolutely covered in mosquito bites right now. No! Oh my gosh, I've been getting all kinds of mosquito bites lately. They've been really bad here in Louisiana this year. But mine are always in like really, like I had one last week and it was on my knuckle. I was like, what mosquito bites on the knuckle? Only a Louisiana mosquito, let me tell you. Okay, I feel like, oh, I know, I forgot. You can go find some over here, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that's all we're gonna find out here. So let's go back at night. A rude mosquito. A mosquito with no manners. Oh yeah, thank you for reminding me, Tori, because we've been giving out all kinds of fun facts about this game. So this is true. The voice actor for Sally also does a bunch of other voices in the Nancy Drew games. She voices Professor Hotchkiss. She's also Simone Mueller in the final scene. She is also Paula Santos in The Haunted Carousel. She's also one of the voices in Captive Curse, like the townspeople when you open the door. She is also Harper Thornton in Ghost of Thornton Hall. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We just need 2 more. And we'll be good. Creepy. I don't know, Owen Spader. I'm still an adult and I still feel scared right now. But you know, I think that's what this game excelled so well at is like, you know, here you are and you had that one ghost dog attack at the very beginning. And Caitlin, I think I've heard you say this in your review and I've always agreed with it and resonated with it so much. It's the fact that they never come back and attack ever again in the game. So it's always the feeling of, oh my gosh, are they going to pop out at any second again? You just never know. But you can hear like the same howling and that's what puts you on edge. Yes. I know, I think so too. I think it does definitely build suspense. It's just the anticipation. Oh gosh, how do I get out of here? How do I get to where I need to go? See, that's so creepy. Oh, I have chills down my spine. Okay, go this way. Nope. This way. This way. Oh, is it like that? There we go. Okay. There we go. So I just need one more, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, that was 12, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That was it. Oh. That's what I'm talking about. Exiting is so much easier than entering. I don't know why. Okay, so now let's go back to days, get our camouflage so we can finish our bird watching. Man, we're rocking and rolling. Re-asking my question, have you ever gotten the art screen in this game where you're in day and the game forces the time switch to night while you're outside? No. I didn't even know that was possible in this game. Huh. I knew that was possible in Icicle Creek, but I did not know that was possible in this one.
Hey, Nancy, how's the bait finding coming along?
12 big, fat, juicy ones, just like you wanted.
Well, now, you done all right for a city gal. Here you go. Hope whatever you're hiding from won't catch you.
There
How
we
you
go.
holding
Look
up?
at that camo.
Guess I'll see you later.
Always a pleasure.
What? I did not know this. This is so fascinating to me. Okay. If you ever get that again, please let me know. Because I've never seen that before, I don't think. Yogi.
Good news. I have information on your mystery woman.
You are incredible, Ranger Akers. What did you find out?
Her name these days is Vivian Whitmore. She lives in Las Vegas, and her number is 702-555-9137.
Sorry to bother you again, but did those results from the water test come in yet?
There's something here for you from the State Department of Health.
Do not drink or use the water from your well.
Oh my gosh, not only is the water bad, but it seems like the well may have been contaminated deliberately.
Initial tests found high levels of arsenic in the sample you sent us. While it is not unusual to find trace amounts of arsenic in wells in your area, the amount in your sample far exceeded standard safety limits. Therefore, the water in your well is unsafe for any purpose.
I wouldn't go jumping to conclusions without proof, Ms. Drew. I'm sure there's a far less melodramatic explanation.
Thanks for all your help.
Always a pleasure.
Let's go call. Oh my gosh, we gotta call the Hardy List. But I really want to call Vivian. She's such a delight to talk to. That was in the video where I tried to do as many impressions from the Nancy Drew games. That was the one that got me, was Vivian. Alright, let's go.
If you're selling something, hang up right now. I got an air horn in my hand that could deafen a dinosaur, and I'm not afraid to use it.
Oh, no, please. I'm not selling anything. Believe me. Is this Vivian Whitmore?
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. You got exactly 5 seconds to state your business.
My name is Nancy Drew. I'm calling from Moon Lake, Pennsylvania. I just wanted to ask you some questions.
Oh, right. The Moon Lake Park Ranger said you might call. But you have to talk fast. An old friend of mine is flying in today from Florida. And when I say old, I mean old, as in 5 years older than I am. Don't bother trying to do the math, sweet stuff. You'll hurt yourself. So, that ranger fella said you found an old picture of me.
That's right. I found it in the cellar of Mickey Malone's old house on Moon Lake.
Moon Lake. Talk about your fond memories. I had a lot of fun there. Although I wasn't anywhere near as wild as most young people were back then. But I think Mickey kind of respected me for that. I was his gal for 5 years. He always kept birch beer on tap at that speakeasy of his just for me.
He had a speakeasy? Where?
It was in the basement, right there at Moon Lake. Feds never knew about it, but everybody who was anybody on the East Coast back then, actors, musicians, bankers, politicians, they knew. You weren't big time unless you'd made at least one trip to Moon Lake Mickey's.
Did this speakeasy have a secret entrance?
There was a lock hidden in one of the tombstones in that little cemetery behind the house. You needed a key to unlock it, and when you did, stairs would appear that led to the speakeasy.
Do you have any idea how to get into Malone's speakeasy from the house?
I sure don't. That saloon was built using two main ingredients, concrete and secrecy. Mickey always bragged that nobody could get in unless he wanted them in, and I do believe he was right. But I'll tell you what, if you send me that picture of me and Mickey, I'll send you my key.
How will I know which tombstone to use it in?
As a joke, Mickey had a tombstone made with the name of this federal agent who had it out for him inscribed on it. That's the one the key unlocks.
Do you know anything about the safe that's in the cellar of his house at Moon Lake?
You must be talking about the wall safe. That was Willie's. By Willie, I mean William Akers, one of the guys who worked for Mickey.
I don't suppose you happen to know the combination.
No one knew the combination, not even Mickey. Mostly because Willie was constantly changing it. He was a little paranoid and superstitious. Well, as I recall, he picked the most unlucky number he could think of and used that for the combination. He called it a reverse jinx.
Unlucky number? Like what?
Oh, like the date that something bad happened, like when the stock market crashed, or when somebody died, or the address of a house that caught fire, or the phone number of the police, that sort of thing.
It's been fun talking to you.
23 skidoo, kiddo!
Gosh, she's one of my favorites. One of my favorite clone characters. She's so funny. Oh, yeah. Let's get the gloves from the sink, because I forgot to do that. There we go. Okay, so now we will go downstairs. I know Eustatia's also on my list. Yes. So funny. So as I recall, the year... Is this the year that we have to use? I know it's like the year he got arrested or something. Oh, this isn't it. I think it's the one that's at Ranger Acres. That's what it is. Which is fine, because I think we have to go there and send this back anyways to Vivian. My PDA. I think I forgot we had a PDA in this game.
Hello again, Miss Drew. Am I in for another interrogation?
I'd like to mail this photo to the woman in Las Vegas. Can you do that for me?
As always, I'm here to serve, Miss Drew. Just give it to me and I'll take care of it. I'm sure she'll be very pleased to get this back.
Thanks for all your help.
Not a problem.
Is the PDA on us? Stop it. It really is. This is the game that I think was really pivotal, which is why I made Secret of Scarlet Hands the outlier game in my era rankings, and this is truly the start of one, is because there's so much reference to like cultural references at this time. So you got like a lot of like the PDA and caller ID and what was the other thing that they said earlier that I was like, oh my gosh, that's so of its time. But I totally forgot. Yeah, we have a PDA in this game. Okay. Oh, stop it. What? Not Nancy putting the wink face. Okay. And the frowny face. This is too funny. Oh man, how helpful this would have been. I don't think I've really ever used this ever playing this game before. Okay, I just kind of wanted to read from the bottom because I don't think I've ever done this before. So it just tells you basically what to do. To test water, some birds are flying away. When they were born, gotta give Frank and Joe a call. Get camouflage. I bet the poem in the kitchen is a solution to the dog puzzle. Ah, there it is. January 29th. So it's 012932. Oh, it literally tells you right there. Was an unlucky day for Malone. I guess detective work isn't all that glamorous, frowny face. That's so funny. Listen to this. I heard www.herinteractive.com is a great place to learn about the latest detective techniques. I'll have to check it out when I get back home. That's too funny. Okay, so we gave the picture to Akers and we have the code. I think that's all we needed. Gotta get the other pictures of the birds. Oh yeah, thank you. It has been a while since I've saved. Okay. So we'll call this one. What should we call this one? Laundering money. Because I thought that was so funny. I can't believe laundering money. Okay. Yes. Can I go back this way? I can. Okay, let's put their gloves on. I think we have to stick the pin in
It
this.
looks like a tiny hole.
Right?
What's the combination?
Okay. So it's gonna be O 1 2 9 3 2. Stop.
I bet those were deer mice.
Go sand something. One of my favorite my favorite details of the earlier indie games was the sassy detective magazines or emails. I absolutely agree. Okay, so Owen Spader, I don't know. So I don't know if you is this your first time on one of our streams? I have a page that I made that I dedicated to the Nancy Drew games because I love them so much, and I posted basically I went back. Oh my gosh! Well, welcome. It's so nice to have you here. So I posted a a carousel on my Instagram of all of these emails from the early games that are so funny because I love the emails. Anytime there was like conversation stuff like over email, like I always think of Danger on Deception Island having some of the best emails. Like they're so funny. Daddy Drew's day off, yes. Absolutely. Makes me laugh so much. Okay, so William Akers, 1933 to 1942.
Speakeasy.
Today, Mickey went to prison, but when they were walking him to the paddy wagon, he told me to take care of his dogs. When the time came to do their tombstones like he told me, then he whispered to me to look under the Victorola in the speakeasy at Moon Lake. He said I'd find a map to the gold he stole 2 years ago. Then they shoved him into the wagon, and that was that. Poor Mickey. How's a guy who's never spent one night in jail supposed to spend 8 years in prison? He'll never make it. I think he wants me to have the gold because deep down, he knows he's never coming home. Anyway, I looked under the Victorola and found the map. The problem is there's nothing on it except a bunch of lines and the words, "The dogs will lead the way." There's no X marking the spot or directions or nothing. But I need money bad. My wife and baby haven't had anything decent to eat in months, so I'm going to pack them up and move them to Moon Lake permanently so I can spend all my time looking for the gold. May 4th, 1933. Mickey never told me outright that he was the guy who pulled off the hole-in-the-floor gold heist. He always said the less I knew, the healthier I'd stay. But according to the papers, a bunch of gold was stolen off a moving train right under the noses of about a dozen Pinkertons. Mickey must have greased somebody's palm real good and got him to cut a hole in the floor of the boxcar the gold was going to be shipped in. After the gold was loaded, one of his boys crawled into the train and pulled himself into the boxcar. Then, when the train was moving, he dropped the gold down the hole into the tracks. Mickey's boys picked it up and got away clean. Nobody ever suspected Mickey was behind it. So what I'm looking for is 20 gold bars. The paper said altogether they weighed around 600 pounds. The question is, did Mickey hide them in one place, or did he spread them around? He must have buried them, but where? I just thought of something. Maybe Mickey trained his dogs to go to the gold if you say the right word. I'm gonna try saying gold to them tomorrow and see. July 14th. I've said every word I can think of all to the dogs, but they haven't led me anywhere except around in circles. I spent the last months following them around, first Xander, then Vitus, then Lucy. I don't have to follow Iggy because all he does is sleep on the porch. So it looks like I'm gonna have to start digging. I'll dig under the porch first, seeing as that's where Iggy always is. October 21st. A month ago, I started working as a handyman over in Lewistown to make ends meet. So even though I stop by Mickey's every day to feed the dogs, I can only look for the gold at night. I dug all around under the porch but didn't find nothing. I marked the porch on the map with
Joe
a big
Akers?
I.
Emily said Jeff Akers' father was named Joe. Maybe Jeff is related to William Akers after all.
Mm-hmm. I was so busy digging last Tuesday night that I almost wasn't there when my son was born. We're calling him Joe. His big sister is real happy. She says baby Joe is just like the dolly she's always wanted, but we could never afford to get her. Truth is, we can't really afford Joe neither. I keep writing to Mickey asking him to please tell me straight out where the gold is, but he never writes back. I'll just have to keep digging. Oh, September 9th. Now I spend all my free time digging in the woods. I dig around everything that could be a landmark. Logs, rocks, tree stumps, but I never find nothing. Plus, I keep getting lost. The paths look so much alike, especially at night, that I spend most of my time trying to figure out where I am. So last Sunday, I memorized the way to the cemetery. February 11th. Even though Mickey never allowed the dogs in the speakeasy or the tunnels, I've been looking there for the gold because I looked everywhere else I can think of and got nowhere. Last week, I found out that Mickey changed the passcode to the spigots in the speakeasy. This got my hopes up because, the way I figured it, why would Mickey change the code without telling me unless he was hiding something? But when I finally figured out the new code, I didn't find nothing in the tunnel that opened up that wasn't there before. Why Mickey spent all that money on pictures of those dogs of his, I'll never understand. March 2nd. I give up. Mickey's dead and so are all his dogs. I'll never find the gold. I got a good job offer in Harrisburg and I'm going to take it. Little Joe and Sarah deserve a better life than they've gotten so far. And it's high time Callie got a nice house and a husband who doesn't spend all his time chasing after something he can't find. But I'm leaving this journal because who knows, maybe someday I'll suddenly remember something Mickey said and it'll finally hit me where he hid the gold. Maybe I'll come back here and find it after all. But in the meantime, I got my family, and they're what's important, and they're treasure enough.
The dogs will lead the way. I wonder what that means.
Beautiful storytelling. So good. Okay, so now let's go see Jeff Akers again to talk to him about how he lied to us. He really was related to him.
Hello again, Miss Drew.
What can you tell me about the gold that Malone supposedly buried on his property?
As far as I know, it doesn't exist. It's just one of those rumors people want to believe, so they do.
Thanks for all your help.
Not a problem.
Oh man, we couldn't ask him
Hello
about
again, Miss Drew.
it. Oh, there it is.
What do you know about a man named Joe Akers?
Why do you ask?
You liar!
I recently found
That would
out
be
that
so
William
funny.
Akers had a son.
All right, all right. William Akers was my grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want anyone to know that.
It's not exactly something I'm proud of. My father spent his whole life trying to make people forget what my grandfather was, and trying to make sure people who didn't know what he was never found out. I've been doing the same thing.
Did William Akers ever say anything about the cemetery behind Malone's house?
I'm afraid you're going to have to excuse me, Miss Drew. In case you've forgotten, I'm a very busy man. I apologize for my previous behavior. As a park ranger, I strive to keep my
2
personal
seconds later,
feelings in
I
check at all
apologize for
times,
my
and
behavior.
that time I failed. It's my duty as a public servant to try to make it up to you. What would you like to know?
Did your grandfather ever find any gold on Malone's property?
If he did, he never spent it. He wasn't poor when he died, but he certainly wasn't rich.
Thanks for all your help.
Always a pleasure.
Stop, because I was actually thinking the like same thing. Did you know they're making a Freaky Friday 2? Ow! So excited about it. Chipmunk. Gray Squirrel. Buttercup. No, I was gonna say, I thought there was a play. That's fishing, boating, hiking. Okay, I thought we had to read about. Oh no, I know. It's the computer. Right? Maybe not. Oh, there's Roman numerals. Oh, that would have been really helpful. Yeah, that would have been helpful. You cannot read about Jeff Akers. Park Ranger Jeff Akers was born and raised in Tyrone, Pennsylvania. Upon graduation from Norris High School in 1989, he attended Penn State, where he earned a bachelor's degree in park and recreation management. He has been the park ranger at Moon Lake State Park since 1996. Because he spent much... This is really funny because we're talking about like the 90s. And when this game came out, that was only like 5-6 years ago. And now we're like 25, 30 years out. Because we're all old now. Because he spent much of his childhood at Moon Lake, he is excited about introducing visitors to what he calls the best state park in the country. From geology to astronomy to meteorology, Ranger Akers knows his stuff, so if you have any questions, just ask. I was gonna say, but I think there's something in here. Maybe not here. Oh, maybe not here either. Ah, maybe it's here. I was gonna say, I thought we had to like look about the bird that we have to find. That's beautiful during the fall. Ugh, beautiful. Okay, I guess not. Yeah, oh yeah, red-tailed hawk. Mm-hmm. Okay, now we can look at pictures of the birds. with our camo on. So the only ones we don't have are the orange bird, right? Can I look at the pictures? I don't think I can. It's the orange bird though. I thought there was a red bird, but maybe not. Tweet, tweet! I think that's so funny. I need that on a shirt. Tweet, tweet! Yeah, we only need 2 more. But isn't this all the birds? The blue bird, orange bird, 1, 2, 3, 4. I could have sworn there was a red bird somewhere. I don't know where though. I'm so glad my tweets are realistic. I feel like I remember the red bird is somewhere like on the opposite side of the forest. Oh, there it is. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you see my tag this morning? I need you to tell me next year Shrek 5 is worth my time. Also, I know. I've got to read your commentary. First of all, it's super exciting to me that you just, for the first time ever in your life, watched Shrek 1 and Shrek 2. And I'm just waiting for the correct moment to read all of that because I'm thrilled. Because you know that's like, oh, my movie. I feel like we are supposed to ask Red Knot about where we can find the next bird. Okay. But yes, I did see that Shrek 5 is coming out, and I'm thrilled. And I will be the first one in the theater.
Hello?
Hey, Joe. It's Nancy.
Nancy, how's it going? No, wait, don't answer that. Talk about the weather or something.
The weather?
Yeah, that'll give me time to grab the other phone and take it outside. Frank's washing the car. He'll kill me if he misses anything. Here, wait a sec. Take a break, it's Nancy. Hang on, he's putting the hose down. He's drying his hands. He's walking over.
Nancy, hi. What's up? Bess and George say you've got another mystery on your hands.
Or should we say, on your paws.
They told you about the dogs?
Nice.
We made them tell us everything. Pumped them dry.
As you may have guessed, we're not exactly rolling in detective work here.
So you're living vicariously through me.
It's not the first time, sad to say.
What conclusions have you reached so far, Detective?
If nothing else, those ghost dogs are very well trained. I'm watching to see who owns and or trains dogs around here.
Good plan. But don't forget, a really smart perpetrator is going to make it look like he or she has no connection to dogs whatsoever.
But then a really, really smart perp might have dogs all over the place and not bother to hide it, because he or she would figure you'd never suspect anyone so obvious.
Emily Griffin doesn't seem to have any dogs.
Uh-oh. Move her up on your suspect list.
I'd move her down.
You know, Joe, something tells me we're not helping.
I managed to get in touch with someone who used to be Malone's girlfriend. She says there's a speakeasy beneath Sally's house.
But you haven't been in it yet?
No, Vivian, that's her name. She's going to send me her key. I'm not even going to tell you what the key unlocks.
So you could literally be sitting on top of a speakeasy? Cool.
How do you think your suspects would feel if that turns out to be the case?
If the place became a tourist attraction, there'd be more people and fewer birds. Red Knot would not like it one bit.
Aha!
I'd say the same thing if I was sure he knew about the speakeasy, but I don't see how he could know. I mean, he's not from around here, and he certainly isn't the type to sit around listening to local gossip.
Maybe a little birdie told him.
I'm sorry, Nancy. He's out of control today.
Oh, I see why Joe's your favorite, Tori.
I'm pretty sure I know why somebody wants Sally out of the Malone house.
So come on, spill.
Apparently, Malone stole a small fortune in gold bars off a train and hid them somewhere on his property here. They've never been found.
How do you know?
One of his employees, a guy named William Akers, kept a journal, which I found and of course read.
Of course.
Wait a sec. Did you say William Akers?
Who, as it turns out, was our friendly park ranger's grandfather.
Whoa.
According to his journal, William Akers spent months following each dog around, hoping one of them would lead him to the gold. None ever did.
So they didn't go running off into the woods, never to be seen again after all.
Apparently, they stayed around Malone's house for years. William Akers went to the house every day and fed them until they all finally died.
But according to their tombstones, they all died on the same day.
Those inscriptions were Malone's idea. Akers was just following instructions.
And in all that time, William Akers never found any trace of the gold?
He made one mark on the map I found, a capital I on the porch of the house.
Any idea why?
He discovered that one of Malone's dogs slept on the porch all day, so Akers dug all around underneath it looking for the gold, but never found anything.
Let me guess, he marked the spot with an I because the dog's name was Ike.
Iggy.
Maybe the location of the gold doesn't involve just one dog, but all four in combination somehow.
The whole idea of relating dogs to a map is crazy. They're animals. They move around.
But they're also creatures of habit.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's the key. Maybe I just need to know their habits.
Well, that could be a little difficult considering those dogs have been dead for more than half a century.
So if you guys were 600 pounds of gold bullion, where would you be?
Maybe Malone hid it in the speakeasy.
Maybe. The longer I stay in this house, the more it seems like nothing's impossible.
Keep the faith, Nancy. If that gold hasn't been found yet, all it means is that nobody as smart as you has looked for it yet.
Later, guys.
You bet.
Bye, Nancy.
Okay, so that was really good. That was really helpful. Alright, let's talk to Red Knot. Because we haven't talked to him in a while. But also, because I think he's supposed to tell us about the last bird.
How's the bird watching coming along?
Yeah.
I just can't seem to find a red-tailed hawk. Any suggestions?
Well, there's gotta be lots around here. You haven't been going around wearing sunglasses and earmuffs, have you?
No, Red, I haven't.
Well, according to my bird map, they like to nest in the big tree that's just to the southwest of the Malone house. I suggest you park yourself nearby and wait. Bound to spot one sooner or later.
Or how about we not talk to him? You're so funny, Tori. I am so red at you. I'm so red.
Mickey Malone supposedly buried a bunch of stolen gold bars on his property way back in the 20s. Did you know that?
Really? That's interesting. I don't much care, but it's interesting.
So you don't know anything about it?
Nope.
See you in a while.
Just remember, eyes open, mouth shut.
You got me there. Okay. Alright, so we know that now. So maybe...
Well, I don't see any hawks, but this is probably the tree Red was talking about. At least it was the tree.
It's happening.
That sounded like a hawk.
There it is.
There it is. I better get a picture before it takes off. Hey, what is that hawk standing on? Oh, that looks like a speaker.
Gosh, it's just so intense. It's like
I better
right
get out of
next
here.
to the gas.
My arms and
It's
legs are
so
tight.
dramatic.
I can't
Okay.
move. At least I can kick. If I could just get that scythe down, I could use the blade to cut the rope around my wrists and free my hands.
Okay. Oh no, I feel like I did things out of order. I don't think, I think I did it out of order. I'm about to blow up, aren't I? Hey-o. Hey-o. What do I do? Let's gather around the campfire and sing our campfire song. Our CAMPFIRESONG song. If you don't think that we can sing it faster, then you're wrong. It'll help if you just sing along. Yeah, no, she's dead. She's dead. Okay. This girl is on fire. Fire, fire. How many fire songs do you think we could make in this moment while we wait for her to die? Trying to think of another one. Oh. She blew up. She blew up. Okay, wait. Second chance. Second chance. Okay. What do you do? What do you do? I think you put that on fire for sure. Then that stays on fire. What's the point of this though? Oh, to get that down there to cut the rope.
I can't just let this thing burn up. I've got to put it out.
Oh, I forgot that part. Luckily, I already had a whole bucket of water.
What in blazes happened? I saw the fire from my platform and came running. You weren't in there playing with matches, were you?
I was looking
What?
at
Why are
birds,
we playing
and then
with
I
matches?
noticed something on the house. And the next thing I knew, I was locked in the tool shed and somebody was setting it on fire.
Whoa, you're not making much sense. Probably smoke inhalation or something. Come talk to me after you've cleaned yourself up and gotten some sleep. I need to tell you something.
Somebody tried to kill you?
I didn't say that.
Somebody knocked you out, locked you in
Okay,
a shed,
but my
set
thing
it on fire,
is
and you think they
why
were,
this made
what,
me
just
so
pulling a prank?
suspicious of Red
Wake
Knot
up and smell
because
the
number
hostile
one,
vibes, Nancy.
I guess it's just
you're
hard for
only
me to
out at
believe that
night.
anybody would
Number
consider
two,
me to be that big
what
a
are you
threat.
doing on
I
your
should have never
platform
let
during
you
the
stay there by
daytime?
yourself.
Sally, I'm fine. I feel bad about your tool shed,
Why
though.
did he come from the
Who
other
cares
direction?
about the shed? It was full of junk anyway. I'm glad to be rid of it.
That's kind of the way Ranger Akers saw it, too. He showed up right after the birdwatcher did and ticketed me for burning refuse in a manner that endangered park
Stop.
property.
That man is insufferable.
Emily was nice, though. She
Imagine
came by
getting
right
a
afterwards
ticket
and
for
wouldn't
being
leave
caught
until I
on
drank the
fire.
tea she made for me.
Look, Nancy, one more time. If you want to leave, just say the word and I'll come get you.
Sally, one more time. I'm fine.
Well, then promise me you'll be careful, okay?
I promise. I'll be in touch.
You better.
Is it daytime or is it nighttime? Daytime. Okay, good. Oh, he said come back at night once you've got rest and come talk to me. Okay. Well, I guess should we go do that now? I guess we should go do that then. Oh man. Oh no. I forgot to show you guys. Okay. Did you guys know I always tell these fun facts to people because I find them so fun. Did you know it occurs after you go to the shed and you have the whole fire sequence? You can see this ladder is here, and somebody has removed the speaker. That adds so much more to the story. So I always tell people all these things. So that's my fun fact for today. Yes, yes.
Hello there. I owe you an apology. After you came up here looking for those red tails, I gave my map a closer look and realized it was more than 50 years old. Reason you can't find them is probably because their favorite nesting tree is gone. Finding that hawk's gonna be harder than I thought, so why don't you just give me back my camera and I'll take it from here? It didn't get burned up in that fire or anything, did it?
That's what you're worried about?
You'll be happy to know that I did get a picture of a red-tailed hawk. So here's your camera back. I got all the birds.
Thank you, Nancy. Nice work. You're a credit to your generation.
Where did those gas cans come from?
I ran out of gas. So much for being prepared, huh? Well, that's all I wanted to tell you. I'm sure you've got places to go, things to see, people to pester.
See you in a while.
No hurry.
I don't want to talk to him no more. Okay, so what's next? I guess, let's call Bess, because we haven't talked to them in a minute. Yeah. A major apology.
Nancy, how's it going?
This caller ID stuff is going to take some getting used to.
I'm here too, Nan. What's going on?
Get this. It turns out that Jeff
Get
Akers will be
this.
one happy park ranger if Sally sells her Moon Lake property back to the bank, and they wind up selling it to the Parks Department.
You think he might be responsible for all this ghost dog stuff?
He has a motive and he has a dog, although it doesn't look at all like the dogs that have been scaring Sally.
But it shows he knows something about dogs. Better pull out your suspect list and pencil him in, Nan. I still say you guys should lighten up on him.
I think somebody may have deliberately put poison down Sally's well.
Yikes. What makes you think that?
The Department of Health found unusually high levels of arsenic in the water sample I sent them.
Somebody's trying to poison you with arsenic? They said that?
They weren't sure. They were going to run some more tests.
So somebody could be trying to poison you, but you don't know for sure.
Right. And they may not be trying to poison anybody. They may want to contaminate the well just enough to force Sally to either go to the expense of digging a new one or forget the whole thing and leave.
And because arsenic is found naturally in well water anyway, you may never know for sure. Bummer.
The writing is so good. Hey, newsflash.
Hey, newsflash. I think I know why somebody wants to scare Sally off her property, and it has nothing to do with birds, parks, or artifacts.
So what does it have to do with?
Gold, as in 600 pounds of gold bullion.
Come on, Nancy, tell us everything. Gold is one of my favorite subjects.
Well, I found William Akers' journal, who, it turns out, was our friendly park ranger's grandfather.
Ooh, that's interesting. Not as interesting as 600 pounds of gold. Go on, Nancy.
Have you ever heard of the hole-in-the-floor gold heist?
I've heard of the hole-in-the-wall gang.
Well, according to Akers' journal, in 1931, somebody stole a shipment of gold bars in broad daylight by dropping them through a hole in the floor of a moving train.
Let me guess. The thieves were never caught, and the gold was never found.
You got it. According to Akers, Malone masterminded the whole thing, and he hid the gold right here on his Moon Lake property.
You think it's still there? It must be. Like you said, Nancy, that would explain why somebody wants Sally, and now you, out of there so bad.
I also found a map with the inscription, "The dogs will lead the way."
You found a treasure map? My gosh, Nancy. Secret passageways, buried treasure? You're like a magnet for that stuff. The dogs will lead the way to what?
According to the journal, Malone left Akers the map and said it would show him where the gold was, but all it has on it is that inscription and some landmarks.
What kind of landmarks?
The house, the shoreline, some rocks in the lake, the pump, the cemetery, and it's crisscrossed with lines like a grid.
A grid? Sounds like precise locations are involved.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Caitlin. It's been so great having you on the stream. I hope you have a great time at class and it goes really well.
I found the coolest old newspaper. It's from 1927, and on the front page is an article about Mickey Malone and a man named William Akers.
Akers? Any relation to Park Ranger Jeff Akers?
When I asked, Jeff Akers said that it was just a huge unfortunate coincidence. According to the paper, William Akers was Mickey Malone's most trusted employee, his #1 go-to guy.
Where'd you find it?
That's something else that's pretty cool.
Don't tell me you found a secret passageway.
Close. I found hidden stairs leading from the living room into the cellar.
What's down there?
That's what's weird. The stairs led down into this empty space. There's some kind of safe in the wall and a set of stairs leading to a door that goes outside, but that was it.
Why would Malone bother hiding a staircase if it didn't go somewhere important?
Bye, you guys.
Ta-ta. Ciao for now.
Okay. So now, let us go and talk to see if we've got anything new from Vivian.
A package just arrived for you from Las Vegas.
Woo! Nancy Drew.
Great. Vivian sent me the key.
I'll dispose of the package.
Beach. Is that Beach Hill Museum? I can't
Wouldn't
tell.
want to break any littering laws, would we?
Thanks for all your help.
That's why I'm here.
Okay. So now we have the key. Seems like to me it's time to go on down to the cemetery. I know, that happened earlier too, Tori, when we were talking to someone on the phone. The conversation was like so behind with where we were at. Can we talk to her again, or have we talked to her about everything already?
Hello?
Is this Vivian?
No, this is your station drop-off. Vivian's fixing snacks in the kitchen.
Oh my gosh, Eustacia
Wait,
Andropov?
what?
Harry Houdini's cousin?
Use the air horn like I showed you!
No, Eustacia, wait. It's Nancy Drew. I talked to you on the phone a couple of months ago, just after a friend of mine was kidnapped in St. Louis. I asked you questions about the theater where the kidnapping took place, the Royal Palladium, remember?
Nancy Drew, the Snoopy one. You're not dead yet?
No.
Most people, I talk to them one day, next day they're dead. It is an old age thing.
Oh, stop being so morbid here. Have some clam dip. Hello? Nancy? So you know Eustacia, huh? Small world. Well, what's up?
William Akers, the guy you call Willie. He wrote about looking for the gold that Malone had supposedly buried on his property at Moon Lake. Do you know anything about that?
The hole in the floor gold heist. Well, I'll be darned.
So it's true? He did bury gold on his property?
Truth be told, when Mickey told me he was the one who pulled off that heist and that he'd buried 20 gold bars at Moon Lake, I didn't believe him. I thought he was making it up. See, Mickey and I were on the outs by then. I thought he was just trying to entice me to come back. But if he told Willie the same thing, maybe there's something to the story after all.
Did he ever say anything to you about a map?
Yes. He said he was making a treasure map and that... the dogs. Something about those dogs of his.
The dogs will lead the way?
He was always saying that. In fact, I'm pretty sure he had it engraved on his tombstone. Think, Viv, think! He said he was making a treasure map, and that he was also having paintings done of each dog. He made it sound like one thing had something to do with the other, like he was giving me some big important clue. But I just figured he was playing games, trying to lure me back with mystery and intrigue. I told him to buzz off. Maybe I shouldn't have.
Did he say what he was going to do with the paintings?
He said he was going to hang them in the speakeasy, and I'm sure that's precisely what he did.
Can you remember anything about Malone's dogs that might suggest where he hid the gold?
I stayed away from his dogs. They made me nervous, always jumping around, barking at this or that.
The only one I liked was, what was his
Iggy.
name? Iggy! I liked Iggy because he was nice and quiet. He just lay on the porch all day and didn't make a peep.
It's been
It's
fun
like Jolie.
talking to you.
That's all Jolie likes to
Anytime.
do. Just lay around. Okay. Oh, this was so good and helpful. So let's go to the cemetery. Am I gonna do this in one take? Ah, I thought it was really close. Hey, I got better though. So the key goes in here. I know it's supposed to say Baldo. But where do we find out that's where you're supposed to make that say Baldo at? Does it say it anywhere? Baldo. Oh, okay. I think she told us that earlier. I think. Or maybe I just did that from memory.
It's too dark. I need a flashlight. Oh, the batteries are going
Oh.
dead. I can't see a
No.
thing. I'd better go back.
How do you get out of here? Oh gosh. Is there... Oh my gosh, how do you get out of here? Ooh, that was so scary. Okay. So now we need a flashlight bulb. Two ends. Oh, okay.
How you holding up?
I couldn't remember if that was just something that I knew or...
Do you know anything about the gold that Mickey Malone supposedly buried somewhere on his property?
All I got to say about it is, if there really was a bunch of gold buried somewhere and nobody ever found it, it's for darn sure nobody ever will. Not with them dogs up there.
I need flashlight batteries. Do you carry them?
Yep. But you know,
Oh,
I've been meaning to make
favor
a
after
pretty
favor.
display out of them packs of combo coal over there for the longest time. Just can't seem to get around to it.
I could probably do that.
Here's the way it should look when you're done.
A goldfish. Okay. I wish this picture would stay. Alright, I'm gonna take a screenshot of that. Alright. So there should be... Oh, I forgot these are sectioned off. I should go here. Green, 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 green. So they should go here.
Ta-da! One smiling
What?
goldfish.
That was so easy.
It's obviously never tried combo cola.
Done.
Hey, Nancy, this mean you got them cans stacked?
You bet. They look just like the picture you gave me, which you can have back.
Here's your batteries, and thanks, Nancy.
But in game, Nancy's just a lucky guess or no, because you don't have a phone you could take a picture of it with. I know. If I had Nancy's handy dandy cell phone. We could just take pictures of stuff. Thank you. What better friend? What better could I ask of a friend than a little gentle bullying? Thank you. Okay. Hey, I did this one a lot faster that time. I'm getting used to it now. B. D. Hey. All right.
It's silly to try to explore this in the dark.
We aren't in the dark, Nancy. Can you look? Oh, wow, you can look down. Ooh. I did not remember there being left and right ways in this. Oh. Man, it's been a while since I've played this one.
Uh-oh.
You can take a oh, you cannot take a left there. Did they just reuse the same model for Danger on Deception Island?
So this is the speakeasy. Wow.
I know, this one's so good, Loose Goose Games. So this is
If map is
Vitus.
correct, the tree where Vitus would bark at the hawks used to be right about here.
Ah. And isn't there something else? Yeah, like blue too. Don't I have to write that down? Vitus is blue. So I remember their colors somewhere. So we got that one. Oh my gosh. Tori, have you done a post about the musical piano in here? Lucy is green. Is Nancy supposed to pull her list out and because she sure didn't. You think that's Vivian? Maybe that's Vivian. Getaway car vacations? Button. Man, this is hard to navigate in this room. That's Waldo. Oh, the doggos.
Ah, he's so cute.
Which one's this one? Is Xander? So Xander's red. So Nancy didn't finish and comment, but she can't see that one, so there's also that. Dapper Dog. And then Iggy is yellow. Oh, flashbacks would be amazing.
Those must be the spigots William Akers mentioned in his journal.
Ah, this is where the colors come in. Okay, that's right, because they each have their own color. So you have to get them to be on the right letter. So 1, 2. 1, 2. We're trying to get to X. Oh, really? If you keep pulling the spigot once and rotating it, will eventually get there? I have to drop for a bit, but I'll come back if you're still playing. Thanks for the warm welcome, and I hope you'll join more stream. Oh my gosh, thank you. And thank you so much for the bit and for joining. It's been so awesome chatting with you. Thank you. Okay, so if you just do it once, you can do it. For sure, yeah. Okay, so there's X, and then this is blue. Blue is supposed to be Vitus. So what is this supposed to open then? And then yellow is Iggy. Oh, okay. Ah, okay. And then red. Oh, green? Green. Green is Lucy. That's that place in, oh, that was weird. It just kind of flashed back. Nancy was like tunnel vision. Huh? Okay, wait, let's go back.
It's too dark.
Okay. Oh, right there. Oh, I remember now. That's right. I remember. I think this is, I remember now. Yeah, this is where you have to like match the map up with the grid.
Xander, played by the pump, which is right here.
Now, why she didn't do that for Lucy? Because, okay, let's see. Can't go that way. You can literally hear the dogs. You can hear them. Okay. Oh, we're so close. But my thing is, why she didn't do that for Lucy, though? I don't understand. Like, she's like refusing. Here, let's go back. Oh, that's right. That takes you to the cellar. That's right. Which we don't want to go that way right now. Must be I missed a conversation or something. Because we have this. It's not wanting to trigger it. Let's go talk to her.
Hello?
Hi, Vivian. It's Nancy Drew.
More questions?
I'm afraid so.
It's Nancy! Eustacia says hi. Go on, dear.
Ah, I see.
Do you have any idea why the painting Malone had done of his dog, Lucy, shows her on top of an overturned boat?
Lucy, yes. She was the one who would always swim out to the abandoned boat that was stuck on the rocks off Mickey's dock. She'd just lie on it all day, every day, like she owned it. Darndest thing I ever saw.
Where exactly were these rocks?
About 50 feet off the east end of Mickey's dock. Mickey always warned people he invited to his place about them. Was kind of his way of keeping out party crashers. In fact, as I recall, the boat belonged to Flo Ziegfeld. He was famous, you know. Produced these huge musical extravaganzas on Broadway called the Ziegfeld Follies. Anyway, Mickey didn't like him. Thought his show stunk. But Ziegfeld kept begging for an invite to one of his parties. So Mickey finally said, okay. Said just be sure to approach the dock from the east. So he did. Ran right up on the rocks and capsized. Boat was a total loss. Ziegfeld was so mad he just left it there. Mickey laughed for weeks.
Are there any other tricks to getting into the speakeasy that I should know about?
I suppose it's only fair to warn you about the tunnels, and the doors, and the dead ends.
There are doors down there? Where do they go?
Mickey had his men dig a bunch of tunnels between the speakeasy and the cemetery with hidden doors that opened when other doors closed, and lots of dead ends, so that if the speakeasy was ever raided, his guests could hide from the police. I was always terrified of getting lost, but you're a plucky girl. I'm sure you'll be fine.
It's been fun talking to you.
Anytime.
You don't think you've ever heard the dialogue before? I'm trying to call everyone because I know we're close to the end. So get all the conversations exhausted in case we come to something else that we need to know.
Hello?
Hey, Sally, it's Nancy.
Nancy, hi. How's it going?
I'm afraid I have some bad news. I had your well water tested, and according to the health department, it contains a very high level of arsenic.
Arsenic? Somebody poisoned my well?
The health department can't say for sure yet, but if that is the case, do you have any idea who would do a thing like that?
No. And it doesn't matter. I love that house, and I am going to live in it. If that well's bad, I'll just dig another one. At least I will when I know for sure why
That's
bad things
determination.
keep happening there. You are going to figure that out, right, Nancy?
You bet I am.
I knew I could count on you.
In the paperwork that you had to wade through when you bought this property, do you recall ever coming across the name Vivian Whitmore?
No, I sure don't. Who's she?
I'm still kind of trying to figure that out.
Her name wasn't anywhere on the deed. I know that.
What would you say if I told you there's a speakeasy under your house?
Are you kidding me?
It's got everything from spigots for pouring drinks to paintings of Malone's 4 dogs.
You know, sometimes I wonder whether I bought a house or an amusement park.
Talk to you later.
Keep me posted.
Okay, and then let's call...
Hello?
Bess, it's Nancy.
I know that. What's going on?
Okay, so they're done.
Bye, you guys.
Ta-ta. Ciao for now.
And then the Hardy Boys.
Hello?
Hi, Frank.
Hey, Nancy. Hey, Joe. Pick up the phone. Joe's in the kitchen. Worked up a real appetite watching me vacuum out the car. Hello?
Hi, Joe. It's Nancy. What are you eating?
Sandwich. Either roast beef or really old turkey. Can't tell.
Don't care. So how's life as a dog catcher?
I finally got into the speakeasy. Care to guess what I found there?
Well, you didn't find the gold, obviously.
Worse, I found nothing. No gold, no vault full of loot, nothing. Just some paintings of Malone's dogs, which according to Malone's ex-girlfriend, have something to do with a map I found, though I have no idea what.
Is there anything else in the paintings besides the dogs?
Each painting features one of the dogs. They're all wearing different colored collars and doing different things. As far as I can tell, they were painted by the same person.
So the dogs aren't just sitting there looking cute.
No, not at all.
What are you getting at, Frank?
If he wanted paintings of his dogs, why didn't Malone just have their portraits done? I mean, that's what most people do, right? I just think it's interesting that he chose to have them painted in action doing things.
According to Acre's journal, Iggy liked to sleep on the porch all day.
If he was painted doing his favorite thing in his favorite spot, maybe the other dogs were too.
Later, guys.
See ya!
Tori. Oh, what do we do with you? Okay, that was everybody. And just because I know we're towards the end, let's just make sure we've talked to everyone and said all the things. Actually, I need to save my game too. Let me do that right now. Roast beef or old turkey? Okay.
How you doing?
Guess I'll see you later.
Always a pleasure.
So we can't talk to her anymore. And I'm pretty sure we can't talk to Jeff Akers, but I'm just gonna make sure so by the time we get down to the speakeasy, we've done all the things that we can do.
Hello.
Ah.
What can you tell me about the speakeasy in the basement of Malone's house?
All I know is my grandfather managed it for Malone. Lots of rich and famous people went there. It made him tons of money, and when Malone went to prison, my grandfather sealed it up, and no one set foot in it again.
Thanks for all your help.
Not a problem.
Perfect. Yeah, well, you know, it's just that, like, once you know that you're getting, like, right there towards the end, there's always little things that you can miss in these games that can be a trigger thing, like the painting. I was like, oh, gosh, well, I gotta do that. Can I go this way? Plus, it's always fun to always hear everything again. I guess you can't open it from here, can you? Oh wait, can we? I never noticed. Can we go back in the shed, or is it like closed off?
It's probably not safe to go in there.
Got it. All right, let's see if I can remember. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. 3 hops this time. Oh. Oh. Oh my gosh! No mistakes. Oh, this one, what happened there? Alright, to the speakeasy. Yeah. That's right, because we need to look at the painting. She still didn't do it. Unless I'm supposed to do it like in the tunnel. That must be what it is. No, it still didn't do it. I know, yeah, that's odd, right? Like it should have counted that? I mean, I'm assuming these are the rocks that they're talking about. Hopefully we'll be able to still solve. I think we should be able to. Is it this one? Yes, this is the one. Okay. So I wonder, is there a certain order we have to do this, or it's okay to just... Oh, you have to do it all in one take. Okay. Stop. That did not work. It worked!
That doesn't sound good.
Oh, man.
It's some kind of lock.
Oh, we don't have a key? Oh, wait. Did this unlock? Yes. Where them puppy dogs at?
So
Oh,
you're
my
the
goodness.
ghost dogs. You look pretty real to me.
Oh, look at them dogs. Also, I feel like I'm pretty sure that this is just Danger on Deception Island Cave. Hot exclusive celebrity gossip. Who's cool, who's not. Mayan temples used as alien landing pads. This reminds me of those advertisements on websites where it's like how to trim 10 pounds of your belly with only a banana, lose 50 pounds in a day and live. Look who's back! Despite the Royal Palladium fiasco, Brady Armstrong makes a comeback and Destiny shines forth. It's too fun. I love all the little things. 1 to 3 a.m., 600 feet northeast of Malone Dock. Comb, cameo pin, 2 bottles. Rumor going around Lake that Malone house has been sold. Fine gold. Now. Eddie and Cher stinky breath. Must brush their teeth. Rumor true. Sale of Malone house final. Still no sign of gold. Time for plan D. As in dog. It's just like so funny. Too cold to drag store nets for winter. Take Mickey Malone key found in lake to Harrisburg show. Buy extra Happy Hound ham sticks. Oh, Sally McDonald's a freelance photographer, 27. Malone and his stupid puzzles can take a flying leap. Who is Nancy Drew? Indy knows about gold, must find before she does. Oh, that's okay.
That's the speaker I saw in the house.
And that's how the eyes glowed. Dento glow in the dark toothpaste.
These dogs have been trained to act vicious on command.
Stop. I was just one track
I bet
before.
the dogs attacked Sally's house because high-frequency signal was transmitted to them through the speaker I saw on the roof. You've been trained to respond to a silent signal from this thing, haven't you?
Okay, so now we have the key, so we can go and... Oh, do I have to do that puzzle again? I do. Okay. So it's boom, boom, boom. Okay. Oh, we're here. Okay, okay, okay.
The wheel is gone.
Where's the wheel? It's right here. So how does this work? Water level. So we need to put the wheel on.
Something's missing here. The wheel is spinning, but nothing's happening.
Oh, is that where the screwdriver goes? Okay.
It's locked. It's locked. It's locked.
Can I put the screwdriver in the other one? No?
It's locked. It's locked. It's locked.
I'm lost. What do we do? We put this here, and then...
It's blocked. It's locked. It's locked.
Is that... Oh, that's definitely not what you do. Okay, so... Oh, is it this? Oh, it's this wheel. That's maybe what unlocks this. Ah. There we go. Now, can we do this? Definitely not. Okay, let's try this again. We should also, actually, you know what? Let me save my game too. The dogs will lead the way. Okay. So this wheel does something.
It's locked. It's locked. It's locked. It's blocked.
So what does that do? It makes the fill rate go down. Oh, maybe now we should do this?
It's locked.
No, that just locks it. Well, I'm very confused at what this is supposed to do.
I'm this close to finding the gold. I just know it.
Oh, was that it? That's all I needed to do? No, I've drowned Nancy like 4 times now. Okay, wait.
I'm this close to finding the gold. I just know it.
Okay. Help. What am I supposed to do here? So it's gotta go down. The water level's gotta go down. Well...
It's locked. It's locked.
Other way. That unlocks the wheel. There. Why was that so hard? Oh my gosh. This is it. This is it. Oh, another puzzle. Oh, and I need the wheel.
I'd better make sure this door is closed all the way before I fool around with anything
She
else.
scared me. No, don't do that. Okay, water level's down. Take that and the wheel. Okay. So, does these numbers what we have to know to do? M C M X X I V, which is 1924.
These colors look very familiar.
Right. So Vitus is blue. Lucy is green. Xander is red, and yellow is Iggy. Oh, oh, that's right. LXVI. Okay. So Roman numerals. So 50, 10, 0501. Stop. Is that really what we do? 50, 10, 0, 5, and this is just 0, 1. Oh, but it changes this one, which is supposed to be 0, 5. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Look at them there gold bars.
600 pounds of gold bullion. Wow.
This is where it gets... Ooh, it's so
Hey
creepy.
there, Nancy. Why, what on earth have we got here?
Oh, Nancy. Get out of there, Nancy. How do I... Was I supposed to take something with me? I literally do not remember.
If I don't keep moving, Emily will catch me.
Well, where do I go?
Who needs dogs to lead the way when you got Nancy Drew?
Oh. Oh, look how she's standing with that
Plenty
bone.
of gold here. Open the door.
I need to get out of here.
What are you doing? Nancy! Ah! Oh my gosh, I couldn't move fast enough. Okay, let's do it again.
Hey there, Nancy. Why, what on earth have we got here?
Gosh, she's so terrifying. Okay. In here. Shut the door. Go down. I went here, this way, yeah.
There's plenty of gold here we can share. Let me out of here, Nancy.
Come on, Nancy, get out of here. Go.
Nancy, wait. Let's talk about this. This can just be our little secret. You scratch my back, I scratch yours, remember? Nancy?
The
Oh.
gold's all yours, Em. Enjoy it while you can.
I'm out. I'm Nancy Drew.
Dear Ned, as soon as I got out of the tunnels, Emily had left a door open. I called the sheriff. But when I led him back down the well to the room where I'd left Emily, she refused to leave. He and his deputies finally got her out, but one of them said afterward that if he had to choose between getting a bear away from her cub and getting Emily away from that gold, he'd pick the bear. What's worse, by the time they took Emily away, the place was swarming with reporters from all over the country. The commotion has scared away every bird for miles. I'm pretty sure Red Knot would like to strangle me. On the other hand, when Ranger Akers found out that 7 cars and 2 helicopters were illegally parked on park property and that he was going to get to ticket them, he was ecstatic. Tucker Davis finally cleared away that dead tree, which means I'm free to drive home. Moon Lake is beautiful, but I've had enough wildlife for now. Which reminds me, did I mention that
No,
those
the
4 ghost
doggo.
dogs are actually very sweet? They're so sweet, in fact, that Sally is seriously thinking about adopting them. How's that for irony? Ever yours, Nancy.
Oh, that was so good. Oh. I
Bess,
feel
hi,
like-
it's Nancy. I'm at this little
trailer.
amusement park on the coast. I wish I could say I was having a wonderful time, but the fact is, some pretty spooky things have been happening here. There've been some strange accidents, and the carousel, it starts up in the dead of night all by itself, like it's haunted or something. You know me, I don't get scared very easily, but I saw it myself, and I'll call you later. I've gotta go right now.
Spooky. Spooky organ. Oh, thank you for the bits, Owens Vader. Oh my gosh. That was so good. That gave my brain the scratch that it needed. Because I have been itching to play Ghost Dogs Moonlight. I know, I've always thought the same thing, Loose Goose Games. That the Haunted Carousel does not match the trailer vibe at all. That was seriously so fun. I forget sometimes how good Ghost Dogs is, but then every time I go back to it, it's always such a good rush. I love this game. It even ends on spooky. I love it. It's perfect. Awesome.